Hey everyone, and welcome to Living by the Law, the podcast discussing fictional worlds and how wondrous and ridiculous they are. My name is Matt, and I'm joined by my co-hosts, Jude and Guy. Living by the Law is not currently sponsored. If you'd wish to sponsor us, ask your favourite co-worker out for a drink. Enjoy their company, and leave the bartender a good tip. When it's time to say goodbye, lean in close and whisper your sponsor offer into their ear. We will hear you. We always do. This episode, we dive headfirst into the Monsterverse, the world of Godzilla vs. Kong. Using our very own grading scheme, we decide to end the debate once and for all. It's time to crown the bro of the monsters. Heads up, this episode contains spoilers for all movies, comics, and books related to the Monsterverse, including Godzilla vs. Kong. Enjoy.
It's gonna be so bad to listen to.
I'm so excited to listen back to that countdown. So there was a really you know when you're reading a book that you're really
Everyone on the
invested in?
internet wants to fuck Mothman.
Shut up. You know when you're reading a book and you just get really sucked in, and there's just that moment where fucking dude dies, and it's like, oh, okay. Sorry, man, I'm making this the most dry opening for you possibly.
So back to fucking
I thought I'd
Mothman.
throw some spice in there.
That's another fucking Mothman. Have you seen the statue with his ass? He's got a thick metal ass. Look up, okay.
Yeah,
Look up thick Mothman and see what comes up. You
Look up-
dumb
look
piece
up-
of shit.
Oh god.
Look at a thick Mothman statue.
He does
and
have
you
a
won't
good
regret
butt.
it.
I'm not gonna
You won't
lie.
regret it. I would.
You'd regret it.
No, I wouldn't regret it. I would
you
fuck
would
him.
look it up.
I would fuck
Right.
him.
You would fuck him?
I'd fuck him.
Hey Matt, what sound does Mothman make, Matt?
I thought it was gonna be.
No, that's a deep reference.
I thought it was gonna be this.
No, that's
His
what
ass
happens when
cheeks
I
clapping
will get to
together.
him. Yeah, when I get to him.
When I get to Mothman,
After I'm done with him, it's just going to be a big old gap.
Oh God! Why, Jude? You go from not even wholesome over here to
oh man, I
the
can't
opposite.
wait to fuck Mothman.
The
Hell yeah, I'm
opposite.
gonna make him fucking gape, idiot. What are you talking? Oh my god.
What? How did you make
What do you
it
mean,
worse,
guys?
Jude?
I said nothing of the sort.
How'd
man.
you make that
Oh my
worse?
god, I hate you.
Don't you dare! How'd you make it worse?
See,
But
because
yeah, I know.
this hard turn isn't hard to make because it's off topic. It's hard to make because of the tonal shift.
Yeah.
How are you going to be able to talk about anything else this episode with that context hanging over you?
Well. Did you know that Mothman is actually a
dummy
type of
thick
a
bitch.
doubly thick cryptid, and another
What's a cryptid? I don't
a
fucking know.
cryptid is a kind of monster or mysterious creature that exists on this world. Usually
That
they don't
exists in
actually
this
exist.
world?
It's like a myth.
I can clap real Mothman's cheeks,
that people think exist in this world.
but
But
it's
Wait.
suspected.
And you-
that there's
Wait.
no
you know
evidence
that-
against it.
Wait.
did you know that what
There
a
is
world?
I know what Cryptid. He's fucking in this podcast with us. Look at him.
I can't tell which one of us you're talking about.
I don't know. He could be either.
I think
That's
that
the
speaks
sad thing.
wonders about this group.
It could be me or Guy. It could be either of us.
Matt's
but-
the hairbrush gremlin, and Guy's the
but-
scrubby gremlin.
Guy's skeleton, Mr. Skeleton.
It's gotta be a
Skeleton.
him. Oh god.
Yeah. Oh god.
Please
yeah,
don't make
yeah.
me the one who has to make characters and then fucking remember their voices. I can barely remember my own D&D character's voice, and I literally do that weekly.
Welcome
Back
to my
on
struggles
topic.
of having many DM voices in my head.
Yeah, fucking rip.
Cryptids are a monster.
Yeah, we're
or
gonna
creature.
speak to this old tavern keeper from like
I
6
also
months
like
ago,
it when we
Jude.
talk to NPCs specifically because we like their voice.
Yeah.
Fucking Antol? Yeah,
Antol's one. of them,
Antol's
yeah,
enchanting.
yeah.
Oh, that.
I am
He's
sorry,
so
people listening.
McFucked.
These people are Jude and Guy have gone completely off topic, talking about things that no one's going to
We weren't
understand.
on topic yet. You don't get to make that decision.
I was on topic.
No.
I was.
Well, you
I
went
fucking
too early.
was.
Listen,
guys-
baby, the train lines were ringing, the gates were down, and you just went round the gate and got hit by the train. That's your own fucking fault.
I'll be honest, Guy.
Jude,
Guy,
if you
Guy,
don't cut 10
wanna
minutes of
hear
this, I
Yes,
will.
yes,
I will
I-
quit this podcast. I will quit this podcast if you don't cut 10 minutes of this.
No, I'm not cutting any of this. But it was great because I was actually hoping you'd derail my dry opening because, oh my god, he's left.
He's actually
He's
leaving.
left.
He's quit. So this is the resignation. This is the final episode.
Yeah.
No, he's back immediately. He's
oh, he's-
addicted.
yeah.
Ugh.
Well, it's just funny because the dry opening I was going for, hoping to get derailed by you, is because I was hoping to relate it to Matt. Because there's this bit where this like antagonist character, where the characters aren't sure if he's like a literal god or not, walks up to the protagonist, literally backhands him, and breaks his skull in half.
What?
And I was comparing that force to your derailment of Matt's opening to the episode. Just Matt being haha. Bonk.
I will never allow anyone
Well,
to get
I
a
thought I
clean
was
opening
I
out.
thought I was doing quite well with the cryptid thing, relating back to what this podcast episode is about.
You are a
which
fish,
is
and that
a
cryptid
universe.
opening was my bait, and you fucking
Fuck
took
you.
it hook, line, and sinker.
Fuck you. Get out of here, Guy, and shut
Thick
up.
moth.
I want a button
Thick
to be able to
moth.
fucking mute Guy. I need this. We're talking about the Monsterverse this episode.
Oh, I've got a meme for
Um,
this: King Kong versus Big Badonky, and it's like this big, thick.
What?
King Kong. I'll send you a photo. It's very funny. It's like someone's like got the butt of King Kong and made it like 10 times larger.
Why is Jude like half the time like my parents? It's just like, oh, I found a meme for this. I've saw one of those memes.
Hey, honey, I've found a meme for you. Is that how
There you
your
go.
parents show you meme? Oh, honey, I have a
There you go.
meme. Oh my god, that is Badonkadonk.
That is Badonky Kong. I couldn't even be
I'm
bothered
not-
saving
I've-
it. I took
everything-
a screenshot of the conversation of the person that sent it to me. So
Well, thank you.
I'm
that much.
imagining it because
Thanks,
I'm not getting
GT.
it up because I'm more professional than this, so I'm not getting it up. So I'm just gonna keep to the.
I
script
have
that
3
up.
monitors on my desk, so I can
Yeah,
see
yeah.
with my full setup. What are you, poor? No, I'm
The
sorry.
fact that you have Facebook up is very unprofessional, and I'm a bit.
I
insulted.
have our chat up in case someone says I need to go piss, and then I can watch them leave and don't have to question whether they're going to make a sandwich or not.
which
that
is
usually makes sense.
surprisingly.
A thing
Hey,
that's
I
not
make
except
sandwich-
for.
See, I make sandwiches in the podcast.
Yeah.
I don't leave to make sandwiches. I
Good
bring
point.
the
Matt wouldn't
materials.
leave to make the sandwich. You just sit there and do it. That'd be impressive if you did it in your own episode.
While
It's like the fucking Brooklyn Nine-Nine thing. Like, you know you've got a room's attention when you can pour a glass of water and no one
Yeah.
says a word. Except Matt's just there like, and King Kong making a sandwich,
The thing is, though,
is
We've
really
been-
thick.
we'd be interrupting him before he even gets to the King Kong.
I wouldn't allow him to finish the sentence. No.
Yeah.
As soon as the bread comes into frame, I'm just fucking roasting him.
I will warn you guys, if we don't want to be here for 3 hours, I do need to start going because we have a
Isn't
lot
that a
to
shame?
get
You
through.
should have written a shorter
Yeah.
script. You know this
No,
podcast.
how about, yeah, I know I should have written. I've written a well-scripted script for the time we fucking had scheduled. I don't expect to be interrupted every 2 fucking seconds when I'm on the fucking podcast, okay?
You don't?
What is the Monsterverse?
Who's
The
the second
Monsterverse
most
is a
fuckable
term
monster?
used to identify Godzilla and King Kong crossover films produced by Legendary Films that began in 2014.
What was the first one?
At the time, the first one was Godzilla 2014.
The shit one.
It was just
right,
called
gotcha.
Godzilla, but they had like 2014 because there's a bunch of movies just called Godzilla.
Yeah, right. right.
Can't wait for
At the
Godzilla
time of recording-
1945 to come out, where he
At
attacks
the time of recording, it's made up of 4 movies, 6 novels, 3 comics, and 3 games.
3 games. Holy shit!
Yeah, so there were 3 mobile games built around the
okay.
Godzilla movie. Yeah. The movies are the main focus and basically hold the whole franchise together. As like the novels are like offshoots of the series or like novelizations of the movies, and the games are basically
Cash
just of
grabs.
the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
We love a good cash grab, though.
Now,
I was thinking about doing
Amazing-
Clash of Clans lore.
amazingly, this world does actually have a plot, and it's actually quite interesting. This episode originally was going to be about like going over the history and how the world functions. We're going to talk about like some of the best
Poorly, I'm
monsters, I
guessing.
thought. However, I had 4 assignments this week, and I'm terrible at time managing. Which is I'm not the only one in
I
this
mean,
group apparently
look,
terrible
like
at time
it
management.
took you like 20 minutes to get this episode started, Matt. You really need to sort out your time management.
I hate you guys. Now, also, can't you read? It's 9 minutes into the episode.
There is a false
All
start
of you
there.
to assume I can read numbers.
That's true. Now this,
User
now
vibes.
this. Now, so I decided to take a different route in the podcast because I didn't have that much time. Now this universe.
If you're about to say which is we're going to categorize the sexiest cryptids, I will come to New Zealand and kiss you. I'll send you a Domino's pizza.
I'll kiss Godzilla for you.
Now this episode, this universe is completely held together by the concept of people going, "I like seeing big monsters fight."
Yeah, I was
And-
gonna say that's just the entire thing of this franchise. Big lizard go grrr.
Yeah. It's good. It's a good concept.
big
it works.
echo.
It works. It works. Who doesn't like seeing big monsters fight, right?
Yeah,
Who doesn't
man.
like
Big
seeing-
ape.
You know? Exactly. So like, who's the biggest or strongest monster is boring and overdone, and the movies kind of answer that themselves, right? We don't need to
King
answer
Kong.
that. Now, I was thinking about doing the sexiest,
Yeah!
most fuckable monster. And if you guys want to add that to this, it's
I
the
already
structure's
have,
built
baby.
there.
I'm pretending it.
The structure's built there, but I decided to do this podcast on... Today, we'll answer the question, what monster is the best to get a drink with?
Or can I add in
okay.
an additional thought?
Yeah?
Which monster is the best co-worker / manager?
Oh, that's also very good. That's
We've got to
very
rank
good.
them by their social skills.
I'm gonna stick to
very
the
good.
guns. The monster that you would least be uncomfortable with fucking.
At least that's okay. So we have three categories
You're a
here.
fucking coward.
The fuck, but you okay. I want you to. I don't want you to. So we'll come to it. First, I'll explain what the Monsterverse is, and then we'll get to this. But before we start this Herculean task, bit of background on the Monsterverse. So some very small background. So the Monsterverse takes place in an alternate Earth timeline inhabited by massive unidentified terrestrial organisms, or mutos, which are giant monsters of various sizes, shapes, and forms. Many of the monsters are also known as kaijus or titans in the universe.
Isn't kaiju specific realm?
So yeah, so kaijus is like Japanese word for basically giant monster.
I see.
So that's why, because a lot of these are from like Japanese mythology, especially Godzilla is Japanese, right? So kaiju is the word for big monster.
Big monster.
Yeah, so you have so it's either called, they always call the monsters, they don't call them monsters, they call them either kaijus or titans, usually titans in this universe.
I'd like you both to know that a fetish for monsters is called teratophilia. I knew
Good
that
to know.
word, but I couldn't remember it.
We all have teratophilia.
No,
This podcast is supported by teratophilia.
Not at all.
Most of these titans originate from a world beneath the Earth called the Hollow Earth. It follows a Hollow
Do you
Earth,
know the center of the
Hollow
Earth?
Earth
Brendan
theory.
Fraser in this universe?
Exactly, he
Nice.
exists. It's fact. It follows Hollow Earth theory, where the pockets under the Earth can support life and ecosystem. It's an Earth that people believe it in our world, and they're fucking crazy. But yes, there's a movie called Journey to the Center of the Earth if you want a documentary on it. Brendan Fraser is a
book.
god. Sure is. I don't know.
It was a book
Jules
originally, yeah.
Verne, come on.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Whatever.
It's like a really famous book. Man.
Yeah. it's
Yeah,
like-
yeah. I know. Okay, if they made a book after they saw the movie, then sure. Okay.
No.
And then there was the
I'm gonna
dodgy.
shoot you, Matthew. You know what you did wrong.
And then there was a dodgy sequel book which had The Rock in it for some reason.
What?
Oh, there's
No,
a
there
sequel
was
movie.
there was a sequel movie, and then
That
The
was
Rock
terrible.
was just randomly there.
Oh,
instead
that
of
one.
Brendan
Yeah,
Fraser.
yeah. I remember.
Yeah.
The
'Cause
Rock gets
apparently-
put in movie. The Rock gets put in jungle. Haha.
Yeah, it's so fucking. Can we talk about the fact that Brendan Fraser has literally been typecast replaced by The Rock Johnson?
And
shows
he
how
doesn't
cool
live up
he
to
is.
it. He doesn't
Think
live up to
about
it.
it.
The Rock doesn't live up to it. Brendan
doesn't.
Fraser is too cool.
The Rock is
And-
awesome and he does some cool things, but I miss Brendan
Well,
Fraser.
we know
I
for
really
a fact
doesn't.
that Brendan Fraser beats The Rock because he did it in The Mummy 2. The Mummy 2 or
Exactly.
was it Mummy 3? Oh, no.
Mummy 2.
Mummy
That was
2.
the terrible
Mummy 2, he's-
CGI of Rock Johnson.
yeah, this Mummy 2. He beat the
God,
Scorpion
I
King
love
as The Rock.
terrible CGI Scorpion Rock Johnson.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
each of the films center around Monarch, which is okay, let me get this word right. A cryptozoological organization founded in 1946, dedicated to studying creatures and the various encounters with the big titans. They work with the US military after Godzilla was awakened by the nuclear bombs dropped in the Second World War. And they attempt to kill him with more nuclear bombs, which they cover up with nuclear bomb testing.
Humans.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this did not work. So Monarch's records and files are a large base on the information we have about these titans. Cool. So that's basically all the shit we have. Now that's enough about. Let's talk about the titans. Okay, first off, before we get into the rating,
a bit grumpy there. Talk about the titans.
Let's talk about the titans. I'm excited. First off, I didn't mention a lot of them
Because
that
you
are
want to
just
make
like
a sequel episode.
a big no because they're shit. They're just big normal animals. Because that would like having a drink with your bringing your pet to a bar, and I'm like, that's down. That sounds great, but also it's a pet.
You're saying fucking King Kong's not a cool animal?
King Kong isn't. He's cool enough to be invited on the list. He's on the list. Good. So like, for example, these are like an example of this is like 5 to 7 meter tall daddy long leg spiders.
Oh hell yeah!
Or
yeah.
Okay,
or like-
first things first. He's not a good boss because I have to call him daddy. Don't want to call my manager daddy. That's just a bad vibe.
That's not. These are the ones I'm not including on the list. This is not
Although
on
for
the list.
sexual purposes,
Guys,
daddy.
wait, hold up, hold. I love the energy.
Spider webs. Actually, do spider webs?
Guys, I love the energy. Just cool it for 2 seconds. Cool. Let me get past this, and then you can release. Okay, 2 seconds.
Daddy.
This is also giant. There are giant wasps
legs.
and giant tigers.
Giant tigers.
So all the all the
Tiger fucking Twitter page.
all the titans I'm gonna mention. Shut up, please. Sorry, I'm actually annoyed. Like I'm actually getting annoyed. Like
Is that not the point?
This is Adam podcast being annoyed.
This is revenge for last episode. I got so fucking frustrated with you two last episode. This is payback.
This is not even about what we're talking about though.
Okay.
Okay.
Daddy. Long legs.
I'm assuming all these titans are about 100 meters or taller, so they're cooler, and basically, or they're unique. So they're unique creatures. So there's species of day long, there's species of the thing, and there are species of the ones we're going to talk about, but usually these ones are unique or really big. So yeah,
The juiciest.
and
of the bunch.
or I really like them, so I added them to the list. You know.
Good.
Additionally, this is it. This is where I'm going to pick you. How are you going to score the titans? I want you to score them on 3 aspects as we decided. Sexiness.
Okay.
Gonna get a beer with.
Beer.
Get a drink with.
Beer ability.
Get a drink with. Beer ability. And co-worker. Would you like them as your co-worker?
Co-worker / boss. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Awesome. So the first ones we're gonna start with the titans who all we know about them is their name. So basically, they've either been name dropped or they appeared on a name on a screen or somewhere,
Right.
and that's all we know about them. So this is like the person you know the name of, and you pass them on the street, and you kind of give them that awkward smile and nod to them, but you don't really know them.
That's
you know
all
what I mean?
of my co-workers. So far so good.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You never interacted, or you've like heard of them. Like it's your friend's friend that's like, oh, that person's been a dick again. I'm like, I have never met this person.
Yeah.
But yes, you've heard so much about them. That's all it is. Okay, so basically, I'm just going to name drop them quickly and tell you where they're from. These aren't really important enough to be named. We have a lot to get through, so we don't. So I don't. Maybe one joke if you really need it necessary, but I just want to get through this so we get to the fun ones. Okay, so
Maybe one joke.
So we're going to go them in alphabetical order. Abaddon, basically a biblical fallen angel from the Bible, angel of destruction.
What?
Yeah, so that's the
We
way the
are
name.
not freezing over fucking Abaddon.
Just drop a fucking fallen angel. Oh, first one, throw it out. Fallen angel? Yeah, easy.
So okay, that's where the name comes from. That's the name origin. If we're gonna have to get stuck on this one, we're never gonna get through
butterfly.
this.
That'd be kind of cool.
So we don't know. We don't know what it is. That's just his name. So it's like you can hint towards it. Okay, next one.
First of all, he's narcissistic. Named after a fallen angel. Narcissistic as hell. You know that for a fact.
These ones you don't have to rate. We're just gonna get through them.
All right. Go.
Unless you want to really rate everyone, because we
I'm
have
gonna hold
8
you up
pages
on
of.
every single one of them.
Okay, cool. These ones I'm just gonna name drop them because they thought they were
Fuck a
they're
fallen
cool.
angel.
Amhuluk. I'm gonna pronounce these wrong because they're from other cultures, and I'm so sorry. Amhuluk is a creature from mythology of the people from Oregon, and is basically associated with drowning, disease, and fog. Yes. Bunyip is an Aboriginal Australian folklore of basically rivers, lakes, and swamps.
Kangaroo.
Kamazots is basically literally meaning death bat, which is a Mayan god associated with death, night death, and sacrifice.
Knife death?
Night.
Night. I thought you said knife death and sacrifice. I was like, knife death specifically? That's kind of cool.
It's very
I'm just picturing a cute little bat with a fucking knife in its mouth, like.
So this one, we have seen in one of. I think we have seen this one in one of the novels, but like not really important enough. We just seen it. It's just a giant fucking bat, basically.
Nice.
That'd be
and basically
a shit co-worker because he's nocturnal.
Yeah, actually, no, best co-worker if you're in an IT facility because it means you don't have to do the night shift.
True. Depends on the work line. Yeah.
Yeah,
He'd
so
either be like the worst person that never shows up on time to his shifts, or he'd be amazing because you'd never see him, but he would get it all done.
Get it all done.
I like how in the files here, in the files here, it literally mentions like are named after the strong resemblance to a giant bat to refer to the bat god, or could possibly just be the bat god himself.
Can I also say
that's just mentioned? That's in the files.
I appreciate you referring to, I presume, the wiki as the files, because it makes it sound like you've raided a government facility and are currently giving us secret CIA secrets about big bats.
Well, as I mentioned at the start, most of the information on the wiki is from Monarch's files.
Right, that makes sense. I was going to say, where the fuck you... I mean, I appreciate the thematic aspects, but I'm not calling my Kirby lore the tome. It's coming from the tome.
The tome of Kirby.
The tome of the Bible.
The next one is
my old
scripture. The scripture refers to him as a chaos god, so let's just go.
hides my fucking literal tomes that I use for the Tolkien episodes.
The Holy Scripture. So the next one's the Leviathan.
Big snake.
Well, it's a big sea creature created by God, usually a serpentine, crocodile, or whale.
Serpentine is a snake. Guaranteed.
Not. Additionally,
I like the
usually...
idea of a big whale though. That'd be kind of funny.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's Waylord.
It's just whale. No, it's usually one of the 9 princes of hell as well, basically performing gluttony and destruction. Yeah, you got it.
Are you proud of us for both going apeshit about that?
Thank you.
If you think we went apeshit for that, just wait until you get Daddy Kong.
So this creature is the counterpart to Behemoth, which is one we'll be talking about later, and we'll talk about their combo later. But yeah, so it's just a large, powerful sea creature. It can travel in and out of the Loch Ness. So it basically is the Loch Ness monster. Because the Loch Ness is one of the tunnels to the Hollow Earth.
Why has no one found that yet?
Because it's real fucking deep. Actually, in our world, it's real deep.
It's guarded by the Loch Ness.
It's also guarded by the Loch Ness monster.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Would you go tussle with Nessie?
I'd fuck Nessie.
Like the Loch
Nessie,
Ness is, I think Loch Ness is
her?
the deepest loch in the world or some shit. It's like deepest loch in Europe or whatever. It's a very, very deep loch. Anyway, next one is, now I'm going to pronounce this wrong, Maija, which is a species of mermaid from Greenland tradition. It is believed that it's basically a giant mermaid type creature. We only see the head and we don't really know much else. Nakika, and it's a dead head, it's a skull, so that's all we see. Nakika was a giant octopus god from Gilbert Islands in Micropotasian. Oh fuck, I can't pronounce the word. Mythology. And basically its arms can lift up bottoms of the sea, so it's another sea creature.
Oh, so it is actually an octopus.
Oh my fucking god.
What?
Loch Ness at its deepest part is 230 meters deep.
Yeah, I told you it was deep.
It's pretty fucking deep.
Hot.
That's deep, yeah.
I mean,
why
it's no Mariana Trench, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, but it's a loch. Like, it's just like a lake.
It's just like a hole.
It's real deep lake. At least the Hollow Earth, too.
How murky.
Now this one, I looked up how to pronounce it. I'm still going to fuck it up. Because I've forgotten how to pronounce it since.
Quetzalcoatl.
Quetzalcoatl, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
You think I don't know my
you.
fucking mythology, bro? Why do you think I'm on this
The feather-
podcast? There's no reason why I'm on this podcast. It was a mistake, but that's okay.
That's a good point. It is a good point.
The other guy
but
was
it's basically
busy.
a feathered. Yeah, James is busy. No, it's a feathered
Mike.
serpent deity. That's true. Other James does. A feathered serpent deity from pre-Columbia Aztecs. You have Sketsmit, which is a warrior healing goddess from ancient Egyptian mythology. Tiamat, which is a primordial water goddess, a dragon-like appearance from Mesopotamian mythology, a symbol of chaos. And the Tiamat is also used in modern monsters such as the five-headed dragon in D&D.
Yeah, I was gonna say Rise of Tiamat or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have Typhoon, monstrous, powerful male septon giant from Greek mythology. And you'll have Yamato no Ochi, which is a snake or dragon from Japanese legend. I have fucked up all of these, and I know it, and this is great.
Just laughing. I'm
Jude's
quietly
died.
belly dancing in the background so that Jude stays quiet.
I just look up and guys just fucking like moving his belly in a like,
Why do you guys make like physical joke, like visual jokes in a podcast? I'd never get this. Why don't you make
It's funny
audio
to
jokes?
us. It's an in joke. It's for the fucking Patreons when
and
we
then
start putting up.
it was just
when we start putting up the videos.
I hope that
it
never
was
happens.
that
I hope that
compounded
happens. I've got
with
recordings
trying
all
not
of
to
them.
laugh at the fucking pronunciation just broke me. Anyway, continue, Matt.
Okay, so that's all the ones we just basically know the name of and origin of the name.
Very
so those
good.
are like mysteries, but we'll leave it.
They're saving them for the future movies.
Hopefully, yes. Now let's hit some people you might actually know or have a drink with or get down with. You know.
Fuck yeah.
So the first one
yeah.
is
Why isn't it
the
called the Marinara Trench?
so the first one is the Kraken.
Oh wow. Okay, sure.
The Kraken. So the Kraken is a giant squid cryptoid, which lives towards hostile towards ancient sea vessels. Similar to the Kraken is basically nicknamed.
To ancient sea vessels, so it only attacks like ships.
Oh, sorry, not ancient, just normal sea vessels.
I was gonna say, what the
sorry,
fuck? I've got to
it's
go
like-
out in my galleon to lure the Kraken out. Otherwise, 'cause if I try and take my submarine out, it won't fuck with me.
No, but I mean it's like the names. It's an ancient name legend. They nicknamed the Kraken after the ancient legend of the Kraken.
Right.
So it resembles a octopus or squid, but is much larger and dense. Has a curving cone shell that protects its massive brain.
Massive fucking juicy brain.
Massive head.
Juicy.
It can camouflage itself, turning itself virtually invisible. Can hide easily from others. Can mimic death by changing its radiation signature.
What?
Yeah, so it could basically the signature thinks it's death. Like if you
What?
read
Okay.
the radiation signature.
Oh. What are you talking about? By changing its what signature of radiation is it giving off that indicates that it's alive? If it's a radioactive signature, it's just the nature of the thing.
So in all Titans, they kind of emit a radiation signature from themselves, and if it dies, they stop from emitting the radiation signature.
Oh,
So it can
you
hide
missed
that.
bit.
Well, like it's not really important if you just.
It
Like,
is now.
accept it. It escaped a containment field, which is using its camouflage and death thing. Which basically in our world, it can escape awful situations and people.
I mean, it's
if
a
you need
fucking
to.
squid. Squid good.
Yeah.
Squids can do that.
He's got great intelligence and can regenerate parts of his body and has multiple hearts.
Nice.
Additionally, has 8 arms.
Sexy.
So the first Kraken is the first one I'd like you to rate.
I feel like big brain is going to be good for some people to have a conversation with, but like, it's one of those things.
It is. I'm gonna say he'd be pretty bad. Oh, actually, he'd be a great co-worker because like tentacles, right?
Ooh, but can get himself out of most situations. I don't want someone who's trying to just escape all the time. Camouflage, hide. That's no good for a coworker. You want them to be there for you. Getting a
When
beer
things
with,
get tough, he hides.
good for some people. Big brain doesn't suit everyone. Sometimes you just want some zero intelligence chat.
Mm.
And then as for fucking,
I'm not into that. I'm gonna give him like.
No.
Are we personally rating it like out of 10?
Do you guys? That's up to you guys. I've left it
are
open.
you gonna
Okay,
actually
I'm gonna-
fucking record the scores?
Yes. if you
Why?
give them.
Because it'll be
you want
funny. I'm gonna say a solid 2 out of 10 for the fucking, because I'm not into that tentacle shit.
So
You
2
still
out of
gave
10
it one
for the
more
first?
point than you could have.
I give it a 1 out of 10. Well, okay, no, I'm gonna stick to 2 out of 10 because just in case.
Just in
something
case
comes
there's
up
something,
even
because
worse.
octopus is bad. It's not like actively awful.
Yeah.
It's just an
Okay.
octopus.
So on Get a Beer With, what was your rate?
I'm gonna go. Oh, what was? I'll do all 3 of mine and then I'll go.
Yeah.
Guy. Yeah. Get a beer with. I'm gonna say like a fucking 3 out of 10. He
Really?
sounds like. I feel like he'd just dip. Like he'd just turn invisible.
Yeah,
and
he'd get
shit.
away.
He'd
But
like, oh, I'm dead. Oh no.
Oh no, I'm so sick.
He passes
I have
out
to
real
go
quick,
home.
pretends to be passed out.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Oh.
that mate that you arranged to meet with, and then you're in the city and you're at the pub and you're like, "Hey, you covered?" And he's like, "Oh, I don't think I'm getting out of bed today. I'm feeling a bit shit." And it's like,
Oh no. Okay, coworker.
coworker, I'm gonna go like a 7 because I think he'd be really good at multitasking.
Yeah, he's got 8 arms.
Yeah.
Okay, guy, go.
Co-worker, 2 out of 10. I think
Okay.
that someone who can hide and run away, as someone who works in retail, can and will do that.
Yeah.
There are a number of people who I work with who I know for a fact will go into the back room in the stock area and just check on their phone for 20 minutes while I'm trying to deal with like 4 customers.
Okay.
And
Beer?
listen, I'm in the tech department. You can put me on to stationery. If someone needs to buy a pencil, I can sell them a pencil. But if a person wants to buy an iPhone, you can't put the stationary person on that because they've got no fucking idea what they're looking at. Most of them. One of them is very smart. I
Okay.
do like him. So 2 out of 10. Bad. Getting a beer with. I'm going to go with a 5. I'm going mid-range because I think that sitting down with him, once you've got him at the pub, it's going to be a interesting chat, but it's not going to be for everyone. It's got that big brain shit going on. Don't you fucking make me go fast. I'll shoot you.
I need this to go fast.
We're 30 minutes in. How many monsters have you got?
We're on page 3.
Out of?
8.
That's fine. We usually speed up towards the end. Plus, I got to get into my rhythm. Got to get into my feeling.
Okay, next
Sexually.
Not a comment I would have thought to
one.
hit.
It's a giant octopus with a big brain.
I feel like the tentacles are good for something. That's not an uncommon thing to see. I'm going to give him...
I am so gonna clip that. Holy shit.
I'm going to give him a 4. Not for my tastes, but I understand the appeal.
Okay, that's pretty good. Okay.
But there is nothing actually sexual about... Oh, never mind. We continue.
Moving
4 out
on.
of 10. No comment.
4 out of 10. Moving on. That's pretty good ratings for him. They're not great, but he's okay.
I'll be honest.
Listen, he doesn't have a lot to give.
I'll be honest. I was expecting you to just go 6 out of 10. Moving on. No further.
No comment. Shut up.
So next one is Shinomura. Is derivative from the Japanese
What?
Shinomore, which means swarm of death.
Swarm of death?
Yeah, so he's basically a radioactive parasite colony in the form of a giant titan.
Yeah, this is why I didn't go 1 out of 10 for the crash.
Yeah!
Shinomura is a conglomerate of millions of smaller creatures merged to create one single entity. So the main form, when it's all together, is massive winged insect-like monster with blue scales and black wings, black membranous wings. It has a total of 6 eyes.
Go the name once more.
Shinomura.
Shinomura. Godzilla. Images. I hate him. I hate him so much.
It's never been visualized on screen, but it's
There's
in a
images
comic.
of a creature-esque.
Yeah.
Bad.
It has 6 eyes, 3 on each side of its head, and their bodies are long, septine, with a sharp scorpion-like tail. So, It's basically a giant colony of supercells, which are black and blue and each resemble a starfish. One single cell can regenerate the entire thing back, similar to how a starfish can regenerate missing limbs.
I'm seeing that being helpful for one of our three categories.
Due to its composite structure, Shinomura can shape itself into however many different forms it chooses, and can form extra appendages such as tentacles when it wants to.
Cool.
That's
well,
all about
I
the
can tell you my 3 scores real quick off the bat, Sunny Jim.
Okay, Joe, one sec. Yep, Jude, go.
Scorekeeper.
So sexual, I'm going to start with. I'm going to give it a 1 out of 10 because it's a literal parasite. You said.
Yeah.
Yep. You can go outside the scales of the one if you want to.
Well, if I need to go below a 1, I have
-10.
the
Every
option.
time I think about him sexually, it does damage to me.
The drink. I'd actually kind of love to get a drink with this guy because it'd be like a whole party because he's made up of
My
a whole
exact
bunch of other things.
thoughts. My exact thoughts.
So I'm gonna go like an 8 out of 10 because that'd be really fun.
Or you need to invite him, and you've got like a 10 mates.
You've got Rent a Crowd, exactly.
And he just gets bigger the more radiation he absorbs.
Exactly. I'll go have a party with him in somewhere that's heavily radiated.
Yep.
And die immediately.
And then
coworker.
Coworker. I'm gonna give him a 9 out of 10
Yeah.
because for one thing, you said he can reshape his body into many different forms, so he can be like, okay, I need 10 people to do this task.
Yeah,
10
hive
people.
mind.
10 small
And
people.
the fact that he is already this huge mentality of people that have to work together, he's clearly a hard worker because all these different things are working together to make it work, right? So clearly got a good hard working brain, can split into different forms to do various tasks in whatever workplace you're in, and most reliable. Even if he fucking dies, he can regenerate his entire body to come to work the next day.
For one cell.
Yeah,
He just needs one cell to survive.
Exactly.
That's
So I'm gonna go 9 out of 10.
He's reliable.
He's exactly.
sexual. 0 out of 10. Agreed. Bug is bad. Bug's bad. Need I say more? There's no need to say anything more than that.
No, that's all good.
Most
bad.
people would agree. A strong majority of people would agree. Bug is bad. Don't.
Yeah.
Having a party, exact same thing. Chat, lots of people, whole party's here. He's an absolute gang. I am concerned about what topics are being discussed because I assume it would be primarily, decomposition and radiation based discussions, which I'm not particularly into.
And they all have the
If there's
same brain. They all have the same brain too, so they're all talking about the same
Precisely,
stuff.
and it's one of those things of like, but then again, if you've got enough enthusiasm about a topic, you can basically get me onto anything. That's what the group chats taught me. People talking about wine. I was talking to someone last night at a party about cadaver dissection. I was like, cool, go off, I guess. And then coworker again. I reckon awesome. I'm gonna add boss. This is a team. This is a team member who got promoted to being a manager. He's a mate. He's got all the gang together. He's got all the skills. He's got 100 different people he can split off. Absolute king. So, final scores. 0 sexually. 8 for a party. Good shit. Not quite perfect because the topics, but we'll give him a good score. And then as a coworker, 10. Good. Awesome. Exactly what I want.
Already giving.
Hey, you said we can go beyond the scale, so you've already broken your own rules.
That's a good point.
See, I'm going to quickly throw in a thing here as well. This isn't to embarrass Guy. This is to embarrass myself as well. I think that we were at a said party that Guy mentioned. He was discussing cadaver dissection. One of the people there that was we hadn't seen in quite a few years was like, "Hey, don't you two run that podcast thing with Matt now?" And we were just both like, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you discuss? Oh, we just kind of goof around, use like stuff. And they're like, oh,
No, you gotta hold it proudly, dude.
Yeah,
Come on.
and someone was just like, "Oh yeah, it's so funny. I've read all the stories on there." I'm like,
I'll be honest. I was about to have a good old stand proud moment about it, and just saying, "Oh yeah, we just stuff around. There's a whole bunch of fun conversations." But nope, someone who will remain nameless was like, "Why haven't I heard of that? I feel like I should have listened to it." And then they were like, who else is involved? And then we said Matt Doyle, and they're like, oh, that's why I haven't listened to it.
Yeah, but, you know what? Makes sense. I will hold this. Whoever this was, I appreciate it. I know. I get it. I get it. I know. You know?
get it. I get
If I could unlisten to my voice every day, I would do it. You know.
God,
Yeah.
I love this podcast. Don't love myself. Love that.
Do not. I do not. It's fucking...
Next one is Monkele Monkebe.
Okay.
Monkele or Monkebe. I am pronouncing that horribly, and I know it. It comes from Congolese cryptoid. It's a Congo. It comes from the Congo. It basically means one who stops the flow of rivers.
Ooh.
It's believed to be a septropod dinosaur. Septropod.
Septipod?
Okay.
Look up septropod dinosaur.
Scepter with an
basically-
S or a C?
Sauro pod.
S-A-R...
It's one of those huge ones.
I've typed in Sartopod.
Pseudopod. I think that's better pronounced. Pseudo. Yeah. Okay. But basically, it's a giant kind of dinosaur with a reptile scaled back. Its head is like a earless elephant with tusks going downwards instead of upwards. Its mouth opens like a crocodile, and it has a very long tail of which is 2/3 length of its body.
I hate that.
Incredible.
It's basically pebbled. Its pedal reptile base makes it very durable. So this is the last time. So durable, but I will make a note here. Nearly all cryptoids have a thing where they say they're durable and strong. So I'm just gonna be like, cool. They can tank a building. They're a cryptoid. They're a titan. They should be able to tank a building. If you can't take a missile as a cryptoid, you shouldn't be a cryptoid. Like a titan cryptoid. You know?
Yeah, that's fair.
It is to its tusk. Its tail is sharp enough to slice through through basically stone. And its tusks are strong enough to block projectiles. And that is all we know about him.
Nice.
That's really all we know about him. We see him once in the movie through mist, through like fog, and that's it.
Okay. I think. I'm gonna say on the sexual side, we're gonna go like a 4. Yeah.
4 out of 10. Okay.
Yeah. Not for me, but it's
You don't
more
have to.
appealing.
You don't have to explain your choices, do you?
It's more appealing than a parasite. I'll say that.
Yeah, that's fair.
In the interest of not just putting them all at -1,
I mean, they are all cryptids. You are
we
right.
gotta get some. We gotta get some spread
Gotta
in
get
the
some
range.
spread.
Yeah. I mean, we know which one's gonna be 10 when we get to him. But,
God damn.
and get a drink with. I mean,
These are the low scorers. Remember, we're gonna get to the big ones. So.
I'm gonna go like a 4. I don't think it would be that interesting, but also like it wouldn't be a bad experience, I guess. Coworker, I'm gonna go a solid 5 because I feel like in the right profession, it would be an amazing coworker. Like if any kind of stone cutting or construction business, but like outside of very specific career paths, I don't see him being a particularly useful coworker. So I'm gonna go a 5.
Okay.
Fair. I'm just gonna do a clean sweep, say 4 across the board. This is a pretty average monster. Nothing that awfully scares me or terrifies me. Nothing that particularly. He's Greg. He's Greg. He's just there.
yeah.
He's
Yeah.
having a good time.
He was-
He's fine.
He's vibing.
I was considering putting on the thing above, but like we had a good description of him, so I thought I'd let you
Yeah,
guys
yeah,
suss that
Sure.
out.
It's just one of those things. It's like, he's there. He's good. I'm happy that he's there. I'm not seeking him out. He's no one that I'd write home about, but you know,
Cool.
I'm glad he's there.
So-
I'm glad he's having a good time.
So the next one is the behemoth.
Ooh.
So the behemoth is likely named after a biblical reference, where the behemoth is a giant land animal, often interpreted as a mammoth, created by God as a demonstration of power.
Oh, goddamn.
He's basically the counterpart to the Leviathan we mentioned earlier. I'll just read out a bit from. This is directly from the files. How they talk about him.
the files.
So, so there's like named as the primal, unconquerable chaos monster of the land in the Bible. According to the Book of Job, Behemoth and Leviathan are described to demonstrate to the Job the fulfillity of the questioning God, who alone has created these beings, who alone can capture them. At the end of time, a great battle will take place between Behemoth, Leviathan, who is the chaos monster of the sea, and Ziz, the chaos monster of the air. Before they are all slain by the Creator, who will be used them as a shelter to feed the righteous survivors of the world.
Jesus Christ, that's pretty fun.
Yeah. So that's like they're named after. So it's a giant monster of the land. Basically like that. I kind of wanted to mention that because it sounded really fucking cool when I read it.
Really
also,
cool.
I really want to do an episode on just world mythology. It would be really fun just to talk about world mythology. Because our world is wild. There's some wild stuff in there.
Some good shit.
Anyway, so getting into the... So Behemoth resembles a prehistoric ground sloth with giant curved tusks resembling those of a mammoth. So he's a knuckle walking, in a way reminiscent of that of a gorilla. So he is covered in light brown fur, while his head resembles that of a mammoth with small ears and a trunk. He has a row of granite down his back.
Oh, granite! Oh my god, that's what that is.
Yeah, granite spines down his back. Yeah, and his tusks appear to have some green algae or vines going on them.
They do.
He also has the large green claws of an anteater. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see that.
He usually walks on all fours, but is capable of standing on his back feet.
That's scary. I don't like that.
So another fun fact: Behemoth's movement leaves behind traces amounts of radiation, which as a result grow jungle-like foliage in his path.
Holy shit!
One notable example of this was when clean-cut portions of the Amazon rainforest spawned due to Behemoth's radiation.
Nice.
News reports later mentioned that Behemoth is having a positive impact on the environment, including the deforested region of the Amazon, due to his excrements being excellent fertilizer.
Go off! Hell yeah!
Yeah. So basically, he's a big green guy.
Big green fella.
Big into the environment.
He's got a big green thumb.
Okay.
Big into the environment.
Co-worker, boss, 8. Absolutely. He's a green worker in that field of environment. He's literally like the person to go to. You hear about these places that are, replanting Amazon and doing all this charity work for that sort of stuff. This guy just fucking wanders through and it's done. Like, it's done. 8 out of 10. I'm not giving him a 10 out of 10 because 10 out of 10 would be given to the previous bug guy because he was just king of everything and could just split up. This guy is a king in his own field. But if I had to work with him in my retail job, I don't know if I'd get a lot done.
It'd be pretty distracting if, like, Officeworks just started having, like, fucking jungle grow everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
In his path.
Of course. As a beer, I feel like he's a green thumb. I feel like you could have a real ethical discussion with this guy.
Would he be like those kind of hipsters that would make sure he gets like a grown like there?
I feel
like,
okay. Consider this.
Locally made.
You know what he would be?
Yes.
It would be like going for a drink with one of my uni students who are like the real hipstery people. Where
The way you said that's like your students. You sounded like a professor.
He is a professor.
My uni students.
well, I nearly said my uni's name, but then I was like, hang on, it's got a cohort of like 40 people, so I maybe...
I don't want to. No. Okay. So going for a drink with, I'm saying that, but I would like to add in the mention that he is one of the god kings of the monsters. So I feel like occasionally the like green thumb discussion would spiral into, and when I step to conquer the earth, it's like, oh god, oh fuck. Like there's like a little bit of a not a superiority complex. Like what's the worst one?
God
Divinity complex? Something like that. Yeah,
and
God complex.
And when the end times come,
and when the end times come, like it's like, oh god. So I feel like that's a little bit
God.
vibe jarring, but I feel like that's an interesting conversation. I'm gonna give him a 6. I also feel like he could drink real hard. Growing an entire rainforest takes radiation, also takes water. If he's shitting enough fertilizer to grow a rainforest, he needs water. So he's chugging them down. Just thought I'd throw that in there. Sexually, hairy granite spikes. I mean, it's not the worst.
Sloth, though.
It's no, but that's still humanoid. I'm okay with, provided it's not a bug. It's
humanoid with
immediately
like
above the bugs.
with like a mammoth head.
Because it's humanoid-ish. Admittedly, it's not
Yeah.
actually humanoid. It's closer to a mammoth than a human. But 5, hairy gets some people going.
I reckon those tusks would be good handles.
For what?
There'd be
I don't
There's
know.
no
Maybe a-
position that works for, Math. Never mind. 5. Continue.
so
you-
sexual.
Yeah.
7 out of 10.
Oh!
Getting a beer with. I'm gonna.
I think we know what Jude's into now.
I would love a back rub from those tusks.
Oh, goddamn. Those, I would... I appreciate your enthusiasm, but those tusks would fucking destroy you.
You don't know how tough my back is.
That's fair, actually. You got a granite back.
Yeah, man. Didn't okay. The drink with. I'm gonna say like a 6.
Would he be the guy to bring like weed to a party? Do you think?
He would. Yeah. He'd 100% be the guy that's like, no, you know what he would be? He'd be the one that refuses to drink alcohol.
Oh, I just smoked some weed.
It's like, no, man, alcohol's so bad for you. Yeah, man.
So how good of that experience would that be?
It'd probably be pretty fun. I'm still gonna go like a 7. I reckon. 6 or 7. Yeah.
What do you 6.5?
Well, let's go 7. I haven't given
go
any high
7.
scores yet.
Okay, next
Yeah.
one.
Because then we just kind of get high and vibe out, which would be fun, I think.
Yeah.
And then, oh my god, then you could grow a whole rainforest. Oh my god, do you imagine how much that would fuck with you if you were like stoned and you see a rainforest growing around you?
Talking about the trees, man, I think the natural environment's just such a good... And then, like, trees are growing around him and vines.
They're around us, man.
Fucking freak out.
Oh, man.
I think,
They're in the trees.
oh god. Okay, I think, yeah, co-worker. Once again, I'm gonna go like a 7. I just think he'd be a pretty damn good co-worker.
Okay.
And the fact that I feel like he's gonna have a bit of a god complex would actually help a lot from like a management sort of point of view.
I mean, I've had some managers with some superiority complexes before. And it's not
Yeah, I don't think that would
great.
help.
It does
It's-
help in
if you can-
separation.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's helpful for some things because it means they do actually do a lot of work sometimes, and you're really good at planning everything.
Yeah.
You just have to put up with the ego.
They got
you
a
know?
strong level of responsibility. It's just the fact
Exactly.
that they have to
Exactly.
Yeah.
occasionally
Okay.
are like, oh. And you're like, I think I have a suggestion. I am the bringer of the end times.
Yeah.
You think you can suggest to me?
Yeah.
I
I'm
know
like,
how
as-
that paint marker section should be arranged.
Yeah.
That's
And as someone that has to deal with many different singers and guitarist, I can deal with big egos. That's fine.
fair. Okay, no fair. You've
Okay,
got a bigger
so,
resistance
yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. I think he's one of the heavy hitters. I personally like him. So yeah, no.
Yeah.
Cool. Moving on. From Hewitt, we go to Skylar. Or, I don't think that's how you pronounce it, but it's basically it's it's from Greek
spider
mythology.
demon.
It's the giant armored septipod, with his 6. It has 6 very long, bony, lightly haired legs, each with the 2 joints with a claw and lightly spikes growing out of the first
Well,
joint.
this sounds utterly abysmal.
Oh, it's so
So
bad.
basically, it's a mixture between like the
Wait,
ancient
Tell me
Greek
its name so I can.
Scylla. So
Scylla. That's how you pronounce it, Scylla.
SCYLLA.
Scylla. So it's from Greek mythology, but it's also a mixture because there's also like there's a similar name. Basically means giant spider in one of the mythology. I can't remember. So it's a mix between a septipod and a giant spider.
I've immediately found fan art of it as a waifu and deletes off the
I did that. That happened with Behemoth. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
She also shows a plated mantle with 10 tentacles
Oh,
and
you know
a
what
pair
this
of black
is?
eyes.
You know what this is, Matt?
Yeah.
There was that episode of Mandalorian where the ice spider things and that.
Yeah,
the
it's very
big-
similar to them.
Big Mama Ice Spider reminds me of this.
Yeah, so they are very similar. So basically, for people listening, it's easier to explain. It's basically a giant spider with a octopus in the middle for a body.
Yeah, that works.
With a shell
Yeah,
in it.
big
Yeah.
tentacle mandible sort of thing.
Yeah. It can survive on both land and in water. Cecilia can emit massive quantities of liquid nitrogen from her body. which allows her to slow down the melting of the ice in in Antarctica, stabilizing global sea levels in the process. Yeah, so there's a big theme going. So all the monsters that are kind of terrestrial monsters that we kind of good guys usually do something good for the earth, like they do something good for the earth. Like for example, Behemoth grows rainforest. This one stops the ice from melting. But the bad guys in the movies, like don't do the opposite. They make the earth worse. They create cyclones and earthquakes and shit like that. That's
This
usually how
thing's
it
a good guy.
Kind of neutral.
Okay. Right. I'll get the ball rolling then. Co-worker.
Can we go? It's easy for me if we go order sex, beer, co-worker.
Sure, I'll do that. So for the first one then, I'm gonna go a 3 out of 10 because I am not into spiders. Beer.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna go like a. You know what? No, I'm just gonna go a 3. I'm just gonna go 3 threes. I can't see any benefit to this thing. Maybe in the right instance, it could be a good.
I mean, it stops the ice from melting, so your drink could be cool. It'd always be cool. Breathe liquid nitrogen, keep your drink cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like.
Bit cold actually, bit hostile, bit cold though.
I don't really need my drink to be kept. I never have an issue of it not staying cold.
Fair. Guy?
Yeah. Bad.
Okay, I'll just write bad.
Bad. Go like.
I'll just write 2 out of 10.
Yeah, like 2 across the board. Spider no good. Co-worker like. I mean, it's a spider. Like you got no skills. You got nothing for me. And then drink.
I like how the mammoth has skills, but the spider has no skills.
The spider doesn't. The mammoth has like a vibe. Has like I'm a green thumb. I'm here to revive the planet. I'm shitting out rainforest. Like, come on. This is just a bad spider.
Well, it helps. It slows down the melting of the ice.
Then he can do that in
Oh,
fucking Antarctica, away from me.
Yeah.
It's also unfortunately like. A mammoth? Like, cool. It's just a big dog. But like, spider? Bad. Don't like.
Yeah.
Okay, next we have the
Holy shit, Gemma's walked the dog.
Methuleia, I think that's how you pronounce it. It's another reference to the Bible, basically referencing the oldest being ever to be seen in the Bible, the oldest like mortal being. So it lives up to like 969 years old in the Bible. So it's basically possibly the oldest Titan in that kind of reference. So it's basically a quadruped with a forest growing on his rocky and mountainous back, with yellow eyes and a mouth with large razor-sharp teeth. He also has 4 large horns growing down from the top of his head that curl inwards. His forearms are clawed while his hind limbs are hooved. He has a giant reptilian tail.
Go the name once more.
It's spelled Methuleia, I think. Methuleia?
Yeah,
Something
yeah.
like that. Methuselah.
Oh god.
Methuleia.
Yeah.
Methuleia?
Methuselah.
Meth.
Oh yeah. So it's kind of like a
It's kind of like
a little bit.
Yeah, basically kind of like a mountainous,
An earthy
a living
Sarask.
mountain. It's a
Yeah.
it's a living mountain, kind of in that sense.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well-
his back is being composed partly of rock and vegetation, and he can camouflage as well as a mountain very quickly, apparently.
Nice. I mean, if I'm honest, I'm gonna go like a 2 for the sexual part because like.
Oh, sorry. And there's one more point. Sorry,
Oh,
Mister. He can basically sustain a civilization on his back. So like he has when he gets up to go, there's a town on his stuff. He kind of destroys it half pretty much, but like they're like on his back.
When he gets up to go. Sorry
Yeah,
guys, I'm late for work. Man,
He gets
don't
cold.
wait. Don't talk to me before I've had my coffee, right?
He gets the call to go. He gets the call.
I'm so
We're
creepy.
We're getting on the beers, and he goes, "Well, I gotta go."
Doc, I'm late for school.
I think that Back to the Future would have been made significantly worse if Methuselah was replacing Marty. I'd love it. I'd see it. I don't think it'd be better.
But Doc, there's not enough road to go. Where are we going? We don't need road.
Oh my god, no! This is the DeLorean.
God damn it!
I'm gonna go like a 4 for the first one then.
Sexually.
4, okay.
Say it.
Yeah.
Say sexually.
You wouldn't fuck
Say
him out.
sexually. You give him a
Look,
4 out of 10.
I wouldn't
Acknowledge
give...
the fact that that's nearly 5 out of 10, which is average.
Average. That's your normal person.
Look, the one thing that makes it into like a 4 rather than like a 2, you can support a family on his back.
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
it's not quite a sexual appeal, but
feel like that's
it's sort
homely.
of it's got a homely vibe.
Supportive
to it,
Comfort.
you know?
It's comfort. It's comfort.
Exactly. I feel like I could give him a big hug, you know.
Yeah.
And then the getting a drink.
He's
8
a
out
winter
of 10.
cling.
He is literally a mountain. This dude could down several kegs.
Oh,
in
he's a
fucking
fucking
heartbeat.
animal.
He would be an absolute heavyweight drinker. Look at how thick he is. He would go to the club. I reckon he would get through about 50 pints and then go, I'm going to sleep now. Sleep for a few years. A civilization would start on his back, and then he'd get up like, oh, I've got to shake off this hangover. He would be an absolute champion. Co-worker side of things, I'm going to go a 2 out of 10 because I feel like he would just sleep for too long and miss his shift. If he's a literal mountain and he's able to sleep for long enough for a civilization to build on his back or a town to build on his back,
Yeah.
he would be a terrible co-worker. If he actually got up in time, he'd probably no. He'd be one of those people, not relatable to anyone in the group at all. If they were like waking up and stuff and a bit more on time, they'd be an amazing worker. But they accidentally sleep way too long sometimes and miss the stuff, you know.
Guy, cough.
I'll fucking fight you. I was out of coffee this morning. I had shit to do.
Okay,
I had
Guy, your
in-laws to
turn.
please. Okay. Trying to consider it. You want sexually first? Sexually, I'm gonna go 6 out of 10. There's nothing awful about it. It's nice and supportive. I think I'm okay with it.
Higher than average.
Higher than average, because it's not. I'm also going 6 out of 10 on a cryptid sex scale, because it's not actively bad. I mean, most of them are actively bad. Anyway. Getting a drink with, same reason as the fucking as Big Mammoth Boy. Good shit. Good to have a chat with. Absolutely vibe. And I'm gonna say this. I think. Well, actually, I've had a change of mind. My thought was, maybe he's like, really passionate about his own town. He can tell you about like some history and stuff about the people on his back. But then I remembered the fact that when he wakes up, he's just like, haha.
Well, he didn't know they were there.
Yeah, so he knows nothing. He's fucking brain dead. Party animal, I'm still with it, but like... 5. Yeah, 5.
Okay,
He can
okay.
party down, but that's not quite my crowd. The conversation-wise, I think he's going to be a bit thick, and that might just sort of be a bit too much for me.
He's a bit slow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not thick, otherwise I'd put him higher sexually. Anyway.
He's the friend that you invite to a party because you want someone to go crazy, not because you want someone to talk to.
Yeah.
And the next one. And co-worker?
Yeah, same reason as Jude. He's gonna sleep in. And also, I've got some clumsy co-workers. We had to sell an iMac for like how much less? I think it was like half price because one of my co-workers dropped it and chipped the screen.
No.
An iMac, like a full thing. It was the worst. That was the best conversation to have with my manager. What's his?
No, you can't say his name.
John dropped the monitor and now there's a chip. He what? That was a $3,000 fucking computer.
Okay,
and he
what
just
are you
dropped
naming
Just
him?
sell another one?
What are you naming him?
4 out of 10. Yeah, we did sell another one, but we had to sell that one. It's stock.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So we sold
Okay,
it for half
cool.
price.
Okay, cool. So this one's like an optional kind of naming. We have Dagon, which is basically another of the Godzilla species.
Okay.
So he's basically an ancient version of the Godzilla. It's like in some of the older comics they like talk about him.
I'll be entirely
basically,
honest. Matthew Mercer has a tiny little canary bird thing that is called Dagon, and that is all that I will picture for this entire thing.
Well, Dagon is also an ancient god as well.
Yeah,
it's also
yeah.
mentioned in the Bible as like some sort
It's
of
also
fish
in
god.
Elder Scrolls.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, it's an ancient. It's a mythology, but basically it's a like a water god. So yeah. But I imagine him as kind of the older brother to your good friend. You know, in that sense. So like. Same shit, but he's not your friend, you know, that kind of the same thing. But also, he's actually dead. So
What?
He's dead.
Why?
He died. He died.
He can't be dead.
Your choice. She's dead. So your choice if you want to rate him or not. We can keep going
God damn it.
or not. You want to keep going? Cool. We'll move on.
Keep going, yeah.
The next two are basically so. Moving on, before we hit the hard hitters, we hit the Mutos, which you can basically do them both at once. So there's Muto, which basically stands for, as we started earlier, massive unidentified terrestrial organism. This one just doesn't have a name, so it's named the Muto. Mm-hmm. We don't have a name for it.
Okay.
Its body is covered in iridescent metallic grayish black exoskeleton with yellowy red narrowed shaped eyes, has a flat head, seemingly goes all the way over to its back, from its back, with triangular shaped jaws and a hooked beak. Male mutos are smaller than the females but can fly, whereas the females are much larger and stronger. They use echolocation to communicate and find sources of radiation and also locate each other. They can also make an electromagnetic pulse, so no electrotronics around them.
Oh no.
Yeah. They work well in a team. They're basically a power couple, and basically they always come together to find each other. So if one is here, they will just come to each other. They will locate each other in that sense.
Okay.
All I'm hearing is a hell of a three-way.
Yeah. Yeah, basically, yeah. Females are quite strong, but the males are very fragile.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the Muto.
Mood.
That's the Muto. And there's also kind of like, we'll add him on because he kind of exists but doesn't. It's the Muto Prime, which is basically the Muto but much bigger and better. Also known in Japanese
Muto.
cultures as the earthquake beetle or the dragon beetle, as there's believed that she can create earthquakes. Which is cool because she's the source of like all earthquakes. But it's cool because it actually can create earthquakes. Usually it's like, you know, the thing basically where it hits its leg into the ground, it creates an electromagnetic pulse. It does the same thing, but it hits the foot on the ground and creates a fucking earthquake.
Nice.
And you can also create a sonic roar, which the other Mutos cannot. So I don't know how you want to do this, but we can all rate them all as a combo, or what?
Is
what do you
this
want to do?
is this the one?
That is this. That is that. So it's the giant. Jude's got a picture on his screen, but it's just as I described to it earlier.
I'm gonna go. I'll treat it as one entity.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go in regard to my earlier comment about there being two of them, the Torai power couple, and hell of a tricycle. I'm gonna go a 8 out of 10. No further comment.
Nice.
Moving on to the drink. I'm gonna go like a 6 because it's the same thing as the Parasite, you know, where you invite one and you get multiple, which is always good. It's nice being able to have multiple there.
Okay.
But you're only gonna get 2, maybe 3 people max, as opposed to the Parasite that was bringing like hundreds of
Bringing a
entities.
party,
You know?
yeah.
And you're
Yeah,
also
yeah.
kind of third wheeling in this.
Am I? So yeah, I'll go a 6 out of 10.
There's a third wheel on a tricycle, baby.
Yeah, there is.
And it rides all night long.
The third wheel leads the way. And then the coworker, be honest, I'm not sure about this one. I'm just looking at the fact that it's kind of got T-Rex arms and it stomps and makes earthquakes and stuff. So I'm going to go like a 4 because like it's kind of got the T-Rex issue, you know, where like if it drops its cake, it's not able to bend down and pick it up again because it's got two
White
stubby
cake. White cake.
Because it's an old like little goofy cartoon I've seen of a T-Rex where he's got a little cake in his arms and he tries to take a bite and then it falls on the ground and he's like, ah.
Nice.
It's so sad.
And then like another dinosaur comes and picks it up for him. And yeah.
Oh, that's so nice.
I think the T-Rex then proceeds to eat the other dinosaur because
Probably, that makes
it was that kind of dark humor comic. But anyway.
Nice. Your turn, guy.
Sexually, good. 7. Continue. Same reason. However, I'd like to argue with the having a beer one. I'd say 3 because
Ooh.
I have a suspicion due to their EMP technology nature. First of all, if I get hammered, I can't call a fucking Uber. Unless I want to get a phone
No.
and use a taxi.
Your phone's dead.
Phone's dead. I can't use any of it.
Phone's dead.
So I have to
You can't use
walk
it.
home, which sucks.
Yeah.
Second of all, anti-technology? I reckon that they're going to be like backwards, like
They're like a, kind of the grandmas. Like, I don't use
put
technology.
Put your phones down. It's like act like it's 1966. Have a conversation. It's like shut
live
up.
in the
shut
live in the
up.
moment. Live
Shut
in the
up.
moment.
Let me show you a fucking meme. Let me show you a meme. Let me show you the version where someone's drawn you as a husband and wife, and it's cute. Okay.
Well, they're like the kind of person that wow, you bring your phone to a party. What?
It's like judgy, you know. Like let me do my thing. Stop trying to impede what I'm fine if you don't want to use a phone. And if you don't want me to use my phone while I'm talking to you, that's all right. I'll have a short conversation with you. It's fine. But don't make me put my phone. Don't fucking fry my phone because you don't like technology.
Don't
You
literally
fucking
destroy my
weird
phone.
couple. Come on. Disgusting.
That's fair. That's fair. I'll take that.
Co-worker. Again, I work almost exclusively with tech. If I have a co-worker that is an active EMP grenade, that's a 0 because I can't work with them. I cannot work with them. 0. Or even as a manager, they come in to check on progress. How's things going, guys? A lot worse now that you're here.
Yeah, they're the kind of person that's like a bomb as well.
Plus, I'll
they
say
ruin
this,
the vibe at
I
work.
have
They ruin the
worked
vibe.
for a husband and wife combo owner before. It's not great. It's not great because there are miscommunications and then people step and then there's like personal arguments that happen. I don't like that in a management team unless they like met at work and have work first before relationship and are like younger. But the people I was working for were like the owners, and that's the vibe I get out of this backwood no tech couple is that they own
I'll tell you what.
like a service station or something.
I'm gonna retroactively change my coworker 1 to a 0 because Guy makes a very good point about the EMP.
I cannot fucking work with these people. You keep nuking my equipment. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Negative environment.
There is
negative
no
environment.
line of work that can work without technology
It's so
these days. Changed my
disappointing.
mind.
Well,
Like even a cafe goes into like complete shutdown if the fucking register gets.
I was
like,
gonna say
broken.
like an outdoor ed teacher, but even they like you go for a hike, you've got like a camera, you've got a GPS, you've got
GPSs
like emergency yeah, precisely. Like there's still tech.
Yeah,
They're dead.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
dead.
All dead. Disappointed. Even like a torch.
Dead.
Dead. Very hard to work with. And also,
to
I
work
will
with.
still go back to my point that working for a husband and wife,
Yeah.
or a partner couple as boss can be quite difficult.
But hey, sexually, you'll never get distracted.
Sexually,
by
would
it.
never get anything better. Low tech, baby.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so that ends basically like the kind of middle ground people. We're now heading into the big hitters.
Heading into the
Yeah, so these
capital
are close
kaijus.
close friends or acquaintances that you've been looking forward to getting a beer with.
Looking
for
forward
quite
to
a while.
fucking.
Or you're like you've been eyeing them up for a while, or or you're always glad to have a shift with them. You know.
I heard
I'm
someone
sorry, this,
say
I don't know why, but this just reminded me. I'll send you the clip later on, Matt. But it's like a clip from the filming of Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
When Anakin and Obi-Wan are approaching Count Dooku, and he says, I've been looking forward to this. And it was like during the filming of it, and Obi-Wan had his lightsaber, and Ewan McGregor like spins it over his hand as he's saying, "We'll take him together," and then full on catches Hayden Christensen right in the nuts with his lightsaber, and you just hear him go "ah" and fall straight to the ground, and Ewan McGregor steps forward like, "I'll take him alone then."
Well, Anakin's out. Okay, cool. So the first one we're gonna start with is connected to our opening. We're going to talk about another Mothboy.
I'm literally
This
looking
one.
at Mothra waifu art right now.
Mothra.
Yeah.
I'm so
Mothra.
happy. I thought you were going to say Mothman for a second there.
No, Mothra does not exist in this universe yet.
You should do.
You should. Mothra. So Mothra is a giant moth.
Yeah.
That's basically the description I can give you.
Yeah.
Mothra has a powerful stinger. Is a moth with a powerful stinger. Powerful enough to pierce through another Titan, which is very strong because they can take the fucking nukes to the face and nothing happens. Ambiguous. It's ambiguous, but she only uses her stinger for as a last resort. So just keep that in mind. So she doesn't. It's a very powerful weapon, but she only uses it as a last resort. So just take that into. Upon dying, Mothra releases a cloud of energy that can empower Godzilla, following the lateral thermonuclear cloud overload, allowing him to emit smelting heat and release series of devastating blasts or pulses. Okay. So she supports those she works with. Even when she goes down,
that's good shit.
She puts you up. So if she like collapses on a night out, she'll still make you have a good night. She can fly. She's a moth. Good. So that's I don't know if where you want to put that, but she can fly. Mothra's body in larvae form, and later her emo form, basically her normal form, are capable of emitting beta wave bioluminescence that can be projected through patterns in her wings. She uses these as a form of communication and can weaponize them to create brilliant, near-blinding god rays of blue light or angelic-looking white golden light. These god rays are powerful enough to almost instantly disperse storm clouds and produce mighty winds. Additionally, electronics nearby are damaged when she hatches from a cocoon. Extended one limbs flashes the bioluminescence from the waterfall. Additionally, she can use this ability to communicate even when in her. So when she's in her pod, when she's in a pod to. She can still communicate with the outside world.
That's kind of cool.
Noticeably, able to clear skies around her in her vicinity. Even when they are very mighty storms created by other titans. Mothra forces her metamorphosis inside her cocoon to speed up at will. So if she's like, that she is being hatched, she goes, fuck this, I'm not going fast enough. She speeds up and it hatches quicker.
Nice.
When she needs to be there. Mothra can cheat death by laying an egg upon reaching her death state, into which she can regenerate from her memories intact from the previous body dies. So even if she cucks that line out, she keeps the memories, which is useful to know.
That's going to give her a very high score. She's going for a very high score with the transport lady.
She also hates the heat. I don't know how you want to take that in terms of, but she really hates heat.
Alcohol does raise your body temperature.
She hates heat. That's just one of them. She doesn't like heat. Cool. So that's Mothra as all her abilities. What do you think?
Okay, I'm gonna go with sexual. We've got a solid 7. Them some pretty cool wings though, and also
they're quite cool. Quite beautiful.
And also, I regret these words I'm about to say, but like. If she finishes too early, she's gonna help you out.
Yeah, you're right. You are gonna regret saying that. Oh man, I cannot wait to clip that.
Dude,
you said something about clipping something I said earlier. You remember I make the clips, right?
No, I know.
Jude talk about Mothra. If she finishes early, I can finish.
God Christ.
Well, you said if she goes down, she gives you a burst of energy. So
she does. She's
kindly.
That's so good. Keep going.
Next up, the drinking. 10 out of 10. Not gonna lie.
10 out of 10.
10 out of fucking 10. Not only will she remember every detail of the night, no matter how demolished she gets, once again, if she goes down from alcohol poisoning, she'll egg you on to go even more, which is exactly what you want out of a drinking buddy. Not only someone to get demolished with you, but someone that manages to push you further than you thought you'd go. It is a bit of a downside, the whole heat thing, but that's okay. We can deal with that.
We can deal.
I also think it's a bonus that she, like, whenever she goes, she storms, so it never rains on a night out.
Yeah, that is very helpful.
Never rains on a night out.
She can disrupt the storms, yeah.
Absolutely.
That'd also be, like, if she's ever, like, wingmanning you, that'd be the coolest trick ever.
Ooh.
Because she could, like, you could give her the wink, she'd go outside, and you'd be like, hey, talking to someone at the bar, not a fan of that storm cloud, and the person at the bar would be like, no. And then you'd go, well.
Who are you fucking romancing?
And then you click your fingers.
Does this happen to you often,
and then
dude?
you click your fingers, and then Mothra gets rid of the storm clouds for you, but they don't know it was Mothra. And then
additionally, she can make like god rays come down on you.
Yeah, exactly.
You get like a
spotlight. She spotlights you.
Oh god damn, that would be good.
Okay,
though.
next one.
Coworker. I'm gonna have to go a 4 out of 10.
Really?
any mention of electronics being disrupted is...
That's true, yeah.
I think there's a key thing here. If she needs to be called in, she calls in, she gets up fast, you know?
Yeah, that's why it's not lower than a 4.
Yeah, that makes sense. She comes quickly.
All right. Yeah, this is going to be the one, isn't it? All right. Sexually, 8. Not because of anything particular about her, but just because the internet has decreed this as the truth. And I am but a slave to the internet.
This is fair.
It's so... Like, literally, if you type in Mothra Godzilla, let's look. Hang on, I had it up the top here. Oh, God, I've scrolled too far down. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. The 20th image, and considering it's a kaiju, is a photo of cute Mothra and Godzilla getting married.
That's adorable.
Oh my god, yeah, I have seen that one.
It's really
very
cute.
Adorable.
And it's like,
yeah.
that's nice. Okay.
Because doesn't Mothra, like, kill herself in the movie to give Godzilla the power to defeat the other one?
Spoilers, but yes.
Yeah, spoiler warning. Fuck you. I haven't seen these movies.
We put a
but I've
spoiler
heard about
warning
them.
on the front of these episodes anyway.
Yeah, we do.
So yes, I'm a slave to the internet, 8 out of 10.
Oh.
Yeah, it's really cute.
Oh.
Yeah. That's a Banjo-Kazooie reference.
Okay, if Jude sends that to me, I'll put it up on the page. I'll put you up a really cute image
I'll
of
send you
Godzilla
the
and
one that
Mothra.
I'm looking at as well.
Cool. I'll put some cute ones up on our Facebook page, which you should go check out.
You should go check out. You should follow us there. We've got updates on when we upload episodes and stuff.
Awesome.
So sexually, yeah, I think Mothra's winning.
Next one.
Next one. Having a drink. I don't know. I mean, I feel like there's an okay thing. I like 6. I mean, there's not really that much against or for. Like, I'm fine. I guess she's got some interesting stories because she's been one of the main characters. So she's been part of the main canon. So I guess maybe 7. She's got some good stories. 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Co-worker. I feel like she's got that team mentality. I'm trying to rephrase it because I think that the full electrical destruction, like everywhere you go, does she have a choice about that?
She doesn't destroy things everywhere she goes. She only destroys things when she hatches.
Right, she's not like the Muto. Okay, in that
only
case...
basically when she gets out of bed in the morning.
Yeah, the Muto, yeah, she can nuke her own house. I don't give a shit. She can live in a cabin in the woods. But provided she gets to the coffee shop on time to start serving that breakfast, good to go. God, yeah, and the cafe that I was working at was like one of those bike cafes on like the really long bit of biking road, and like all the cyclists kept stopping there. So many fucking... It's like Sunday morning. It's like, oh no, I'm gonna die at work this morning.
I imagine Mothra is kind of like the person who she doesn't destroy your electronic devices. Like, when she doesn't destroy your phone, but she doesn't have a phone, and you go to her house, she doesn't have any electronic devices because they just get fucked every morning, so she doesn't bother, you know?
Yeah.
So it's really
very difficult to reach.
Hard to get into contact, but like she doesn't destroy your shit.
I feel like there's a very sad pile of dead phones in the corner of her room. She's tried a couple times. That's so sad. Yeah.
Okay, co-worker.
Co-worker.
What's the rating?
I'm gonna go 6.
6 out of
Nothing
10.
special because most of my work don't particularly append, and it doesn't really need getting up early. So just a normal coworker. 6, above average for getting up early when you really need, but yeah.
Mira's agreeing with you about Mothra.
Spoilers, no.
Spoilers. She's an alright coworker.
Spoilers to who I'm gonna fuck. I'm just...
We all
Do you mean
know.
Mothra?
Oh yeah. Nah. Okay. So
Good.
the next one after Mothra, we have Rodan. So who is a giant reptile like bird of prey? So basically, the head of a dinosaur, the wings of a bat, and the body of a bird of prey. And like if you look at the wings, they have like magma looking energy flowing through them.
Nice.
So basically, Rohan kind of
like a pterodactyl.
Yeah, kind of like a pterodactyl.
Like a firedactyl.
Rodan kind of sleeps in a volcano. So he lies in rest in restless magma. Also known as the fire demon or the one born of fire, and can swim through magma if he desires. So Doesn't hurt him.
That's pretty cool. That's a neat party trick.
Rodan possesses an internal volcanic combustion system, causing him to be able to radiate heat, the temperature that reach 1,200 degrees Celsius. As a result, Rodan's external body temperature is life-threateningly hot upon close contact, to the point where he was able to use it during a skirmish with Mothra to slowly burn the latter to near death. When Rodan was stabbed by Mothra, a small amount of fire seemed to erupt from the wound. So he's like, there's fire and magma inside him.
Okay. Sexually, bad.
I'm not done yet, but
Okay.
it's just bad.
You will.
The bed's always going to be too hot. Rodan's massive wings are powerful enough to create devastating sonic thunderclaps beneath his flight. Powerful enough to instantly decimate buildings and throw vehicles and debris, and people straight into the earth with tornado-like force. He can also create volcanic eruptions simply by flying over them.
Fair enough. Sexually, bad. Are you done?
Yeah, that's done. Sorry.
Sexually, 1. You know what? I'm gonna say 0. This is one of the issues, like with Muta. I can't do that. That would kill me.
With Muta?
What the fuck's
the work side?
Mutos.
Mutos. It's like with Mutos with the work side, but it's sexually. I can't. I would die. There is, like with the bugs, it was bad. Like bad to think about. But it is feasible. With this, I would die immediately. I would be turneth to ash. And as much as I'm sure that's somebody's kink, it's not mine. So 0. Co-worker, I feel like, yeah, it's not great, is it? I mean, he's got that sacrifice spirit. Just big hug. 4, like he's there. He's sleeping in a volcano. That's hard to get out of. Surely that's. I mean, he can fly to work though.
Miss that traffic.
Again, does set everything on fire though.
That is true.
Having a drink with, good though. He's got that fucking fireball going. I feel like if I smoked as well, that'd be good. Because then he could just like
just light it,
get it going. Maybe have a doobie.
He already lit. Wait, don't you pull it out of your pocket? It's just on
Get the
fire.
blunt out, just immediately on fire. I'm on fire as well,
Oh, that'd be.
but I feel like he could blaze it. I feel like I could blaze with this guy.
Okay. What's
so Rodan,
drink rating?
Party 7.
7. Okay,
7.
cool.
Good party. I'm gonna give him something.
Your turn, Jude.
0 sexual. Because
Really?
I don't want to die.
Yeah.
I don't want to die.
Good.
Well,
Yep.
I imagine more of it's just really hot. Like, if we remember, these guys are like hundreds of meters tall, in that sense. But yeah.
I do not want to burn my dick off, so I will give it a 0.
I chose the wrong moment to have a drink of water.
Why the fuck do you think I said it, ding dong?
Ding donged.
Yeah, then drink. Yeah, no, I'm gonna go a 7 for getting a drink, because, yeah, you would never have the worry if you were trying to light anything. You would never have the worry of like, oh, the fucking wind, the lighter won't work. This dude just fucking emanates.
Yeah,
that would be helpful.
He's a pretty hot
Also,
guy
like
as well.
when you're when you miss the last train and you've got to like sleep at Flinders Street for a couple hours until the next like 5 a.m. train, you can just gather around him for warmth. That would be very helpful.
Oh, big hug.
You'd never be cool or cold on a night out.
Yeah.
This is true.
I was thinking about that for the sexual part as well, as much as I would also combust. I sweat as is. Like, I don't want that.
The bed gets real hot sometimes.
It gets really hot.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta be like, I'm sorry, but can you
Sometimes you
not
just
put your
gotta
arm around
dip.
me? I'm just way too hot right now.
Yeah.
I thought you specifically meant in the bed with Guy, and I was like,
Yeah,
you have
sometimes.
much experience.
I am a big
Guy's
warm
real
man.
hot. Sometimes I don't want his arm around me when
I'm
I
a
hug him in
big
bed.
warm man. I have a lot of fat on me, and I retain a lot of heat.
You look good. You don't have a lot of fat on you.
Oh no, I'm not like fat, but like I have body heat retention properties that other skinnier people do not.
Yeah.
Fair.
Okay, Jude, last one. Coworker.
Last one. Coworker. Yeah, look, I'm gonna go a 5, the mid-range, because I feel like it's one of those things, in the right career path, he could potentially be amazing. What that career path is, I don't know. Maybe something.
Okay.
But there'd just be a lot of it's one of those things, whenever a monster has a power that they can't control, such as being too hot to physically be able to touch anything, or creating fire when you fly, you got some issues.
That's fair. Okay, so we got about half an hour left. We got 3 big ones. The 3 big boys. We're gonna have
Three juicy lads.
So I'm gonna just fly through them, and then you're gonna give me your thoughts. So I'm trying to unless you really want to try to do something important, I'm gonna try and fly through them.
Go.
Half an hour. We've got a while. Chill out.
We have, but there's 3 of them, and they just take about 10 minutes each to read them.
That's plenty.
Yeah. The first one is King Ghidorah. So he is the largest one ever. So basically, I'll read you his description on thing. Oh, I actually got rid of it. 1 sec, 2 secs. I'll get it up. But I didn't think I closed this tab. There it is. So I'll read you the description they have for him. This is just he's basically like, from the Hydra to the Rainbow Serpent, myth was the compass that led us to the resting place of the 3-headed Titan. A name unspoken through millennia of whispered nightmares. A living extinction event. One named the one who is many. We call it Monster Zero. Mm-hmm. So...
Oh man, I found my favorite picture of King Ghidorah.
So, he is basically a giant extraterrestrial 3-headed dragon. So he's not from Earth. He's an alien.
He's an alien. Nice.
He's a giant. Has giant golden wings and literally scales of gold, like actual gold in his scales.
Nice.
Ghidorah means Hydra in Russian, but it's also he's also kind of linked to the Rainbow Serpent myth as well, as we mentioned earlier.
Not bad.
He can let out extremely loud and powerful calls that are heard by others. Titans will come from around the world to hear it. So upon hearing the said call,
gang in.
He calls the gang in. That's what he does. That's his big power. He calls the gang in. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, depending on sexually or a party. Like, just calls the gang in.
Oh god.
Upon hearing the call, the Titans would immediately come to Ghidorah's aid, assisting him in destroying the Earth.
Please. Tell me if you've got any +1s coming. Boys! Come here!
He brings the party. All except a few don't heed the call, including like Kong doesn't. He just says no. He ignores the call. He doesn't want anything.
Monkey too strong.
He just doesn't want it. He's like, no, I'm not going. Ghidorah has electroreceptor molecular biography.
What?
Okay, that's what they come up with to
Explain.
Scientific term. His skin is covered in traces of gold that act as a conductor, carried bioelectrical currents through his body. This enables him to draw his storm lightning into himself as a conductor. And he's seemingly able to basically use it as a weapon. So basically, wherever he goes, he creates a lightning storm around him.
Ooh.
And he basically uses that lightning that he conducts on top of him, and then he uses that as a weapon for other people. In that sense, Ghidorah could drain energy and electricity directly into himself by biting down on power sources. He gained catastrophic amounts of energy bursting by biting into a power station in Boston, for example. Done a lot of that. Ghidorah can shoot yellow gravity beams, which are concentrated lightning-like beams of electromagnetic energy from his mouth.
Magneto.
Nah, fam. Nah, that's not how that do.
They're called gravity beams, okay?
My gravity beam, I'm just gonna squash you with my big electromagnetic force. Yeah, gravity beam, because any force is a gravity beam. Fuck these writers. Get out of my physics house.
He's Magneto back. In
this house,
form.
we respect the 4 fundamental forces. Get out of here.
Much like Godzilla's dorsal fins glow, whenever he releases his atomic breath. Ghidorah's neck, throat, and glows when he releases his gravity beams. So he has a glow factor. The beams are extremely powerful. They can obliterate buildings and basically really hurt the Titans, which is hard to do.
Really hurt.
Well, I don't want to get into details. You know, he singes Godzilla's scales and incinerates Mothra in seconds.
With a gravity beam?
Yes.
Incinerate.
Yes.
Fun. That's not a gravity beam.
How does gravity incinerate?
They are electromagnetic beams, but they call them gravity beams.
It's not fucking gravity, then, is it?
It's basically a laser, but they call it gravity beams because it sounds
What the
cooler.
fuck is it?
It's an electromagnetic ray. It's a laser, but they call it gravity beams.
It would have been
'cause it's
so
cool.
much cooler if it like crushed them into a ball. Something like manipulating gravity force like that. That would be
but
awesome.
they don't do that.
Excuse you, if it's gravity, it's not a ball, it's going to be a pancake.
No, they don't do that.
Well, yeah, but I mean, depends on if you could round it on all even. You could make like a
gravity-
perfectly.
So
Don't make me angry at the fiction, not at you.
when he flies, he's able to actually, if he wants to, he can create hurricane force winds with his flight. He can also use his wings to basically create a storm around him, also a cyclone. But additionally, each of his heads possesses a different level of cognitive intelligence and independent thought. The middle head is the most intelligent, acting as the leader between quicker thinking and most resourceful, goal-oriented one. Meanwhile, the right head displays combative awareness, and when in combat, basically the other one takes control of the body, basically. And the left head is mostly an observant sensory.
Yeah.
So just basically it's a lot of meme, like people who don't like the left head because it does nothing.
Fair enough.
Ghidorah overall is very intelligent and capable of tactical fighting and improvisation. There's a lot here. Sorry, stuff already mentioned. Due to his extra, he is an alien. He does not require oxygen to survive. Basically, he's immune to a weapon in the universe called the Oxygen Destroyer, which basically sucks all the oxygen out of the area. He doesn't need oxygen to survive, so he can survive in the vacuum of space.
Okay.
Ghidorah was able to regenerate one of his heads when he was decapitated by Godzilla almost instantly.
Jesus.
Additionally, the heads communicate telepathically with each other.
Fair enough.
That does help.
Yes, so that is basically King Ghidorah's all his abilities. He's basically can absorb energy, any energy pushed him, he can absorb it. He makes storms around him, uses that for energy to make beams. He can shoot giant gravity beams at people. Stuff like that.
It's
Yeah,
good
and
shit. He's a powerful boy. But can he fuck?
He's big. He's a big boy. And he has 3 heads.
Okay. In bed, same appeal of like a larger sex group, of a foursome or something. I would also like to say, as much as the dumb head gets hate, himbos have appeal. I'm in. It's good.
Maybe it's never been revealed, but the third head is just really good in the bed.
Listen, there's sapiosexual. There's morosexual. That's attraction. So sapiosexual is attraction to smart people. Morosexual is attraction to dumb people. I know some people who I think deep down have a morosexual feelings, but they just don't acknowledge it, which I think is very fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Okay,
me.
so what do you
no,
rate
I'm
him?
joking.
Wow, your poor girlfriend. Your
Never
poor
ever
girlfriend.
mentioned that to
It's your poor girlfriend. Your poor girlfriend.
I thought you were gonna make the joke the other direction, implying that you were the stupid one.
No, I am dumb shit. She's way smarter than me.
Okay, go. What are your ratings?
Okay, so 4 people. I'm gonna give 7 sexual. You know, it's a dragon.
3 heads are better than 1.
Wouldn't? It's a dragon.
It's also a dragon.
It's a dragon. That's a way more common thing than
Would
bugs.
you count as a gold digger? Because he has gold in his scales.
I mean, that's an advantage. I bet he'd take you to a 5-star hotel. Pull
Oh,
one
yeah.
off. Hey, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Treat me right.
He does.
Well, he could cut off one of his own heads, give them all the scales, and then it grows back.
Yo,
Hell, fucking yeah.
genius.
Incredible.
Oh,
Next
God, I
one
just had a
is-
terrible thought.
Don't. Okay, go. Keep going,
Next
guy.
one,
We'll come
next
to
one
you,
is
Jude.
coworker. Coworker, good. More heads, more thinking, more brains, more work. Means we got Okay. Co-worker plus manager. Manager, they'd have arguments over stuff. So I'm gonna go 5. Middle of the road. Happy.
But to be fair, they wouldn't they wouldn't argue in front of you. They just stare at each other because they communicate telepathically.
Yeah, but that is so annoying. It's like, hey, should I There's been a like I don't think these shelves are organized correctly. Is it alright if I reorganize them?
Just staring at each other.
Staring. I think. No, you shouldn't reorganize them. It's okay.
Yes, you should.
No. God. It's so confusing. So, but as a co-worker, more people, more thoughts. You don't really have to think. You can just do stuff. And he seems fairly capable. So
And party.
5 or 6. Party. I mean, more people. Stupid. Like, I had that issue before. It was like, someone's got a big brain, the squid. And it's like, oh, too big a brain. You can't talk to them. This guy you can have like 3 different conversations with. He's got that variety. He is, in himself, a separate group. And also, talking one-on-one with a stranger is kind of weird sometimes. Because it's like, you got to find ground. Where if there's 3 people, so 2 strangers, it vibes way easier. Because you can kind of bounce. If there's 4 of us, fucking go. So I'm gonna say 8. Good 8.
Cool. Also, he calls all the boys together.
Yeah.
And actually, never mind. 10. He can call the boys. I will
calls
say
in the
bad,
boys.
bad for a no plus 1 party where I'm the organizer, but that's a niche situation.
He is inviting everyone. It's not an option. He is inviting everyone.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to.
Yeah.
He could though, but it also depends on whether I'm the organizer. If I'm not the organizer and he's like, "Everyone, get the fuck in here," I'm gonna be like, "Yeah." But if I'm the organizer, it's like, "No."
He's the kind of guy who's like, oh, so we're going out for a drink, and you're like, okay, yeah. So like, it's kind of implied it's just you two. You're going out for a drink.
We're going out for a drink. Like, yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah, okay, yeah, and then everyone's there.
Show up and he's just got his fucking followers. and
I'm
it's
not.
like,
I'm not against that. That's fine.
Yeah, they're like kind of friends, but they're also kind of just his followers. It's weird.
Yeah.
Okay, your turn, Jude.
Yeah, I did co-worker. Don't worry.
Yeah. Sexual, right. Okay, I'm of 2 minds of this.
Yes.
1, it's a dragon. I feel like you should fuck a dragon at least once in your life to get the experience.
It's on the bucket list.
So that would put him at like an 8 or a 7. But I'm not. Don't lock that in yet because I'm explaining my thought process here. So that would put it like an 8 or a 7, right?
3 heads.
He's got the multiple heads. You could do some quirky shit with that. So that it maybe drops it down to about a 7 because it could be weird, but also like the quirky stuff could maybe be fun for the right person. Thing that I am terrified of. You are having the sexual times with this boy, and he calls the boys over. I don't want to suffer that, which terrifies me. That's why I'm gonna go a 6 out of 10.
Okay. You know, like even with all the boys there, you're still like, yeah, I'm still fucking this thing.
You don't say no.
Okay, next one. Party.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10?
10 out of 10.
No need to debate that.
No.
Co-worker. I'm gonna say 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10?
I'll be honest, I'm the sort of person that likes it when the managers can be... If all 3 managers at the place where I work were the same person, basically, and could just quickly mentally telepathy the whole conversation. Could just have a quick telepathic conversation to sort out the shenanigans they need to argue about, and then go, okay, here's what's happening, and just give an organized plan to everyone. Awesome, sold. I don't care if I'm standing there awkwardly for a minute, that's fine. I'd prefer that than hearing them openly debate, you know, it makes it easier. I can go back to work and then come back to them when they've got their plan sorted. And when you get those killer shifts where it's like, fuck, we do not have enough people today. Well, guess what? You do now, because fucking Mothra, Royden, all those guys are coming down.
He makes sure everyone comes into work.
Exactly.
He does make sure everyone comes into work.
If people aren't showing up to a roster on a shift and you're fucked because it's that busy, he will get help.
He will get
He will
everyone.
get help. He can assure help. In
So
any
I'm gonna go a 10.
situation, sexually,
I'm gonna go a 10
be
for co-worker.
he can get help.
Yeah, look. Oh, let's do get help.
We're not doing get help. Okay, so next one. And we got down to the 2 big hitters of the bunch. We're going to start with King Kong.
Yeah.
For description, I have one word.
Monkey.
Monkey.
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong.
Pretty much just a giant ape. So like just imagine a giant gorilla. Just a 300-foot tall gorilla. I think he might be even taller than that. But yeah, just imagine a fucking giant gorilla.
It's just a big gorilla.
So okay, going through Kong.
Kong.
Going through Kong. Kong is an intelligent being. He can differentiate between allies and enemies. He also uses his surroundings to his advantage while fighting, and can find tools like other primates, using boulders and trees as weapons. Additionally, he has an axe. So he's an axe which is made out of a Godzilla scale, which he can use to protect against Godzilla breath and even attack with it. Additionally, Kong has been shown to be able to communicate across species. So that means he can communicate to anyone, even the drunk people at the bar, even when they're obviously sober. He can still communicate, understand what they're saying, what they mean.
Fair,
you know?
fair.
It's just a lot of
He also knows when to quit. So he was still Godzilla and him in the movie. Spoilers. This is very spoilers for the movie that just came out. So spoilers. They were like, once they defeated Mechagodzilla, they basically went, "Oh, we're about to fight," and he went like, "Nah, I'm out. Okay, we defeated the bigger enemy here. We can." He knows when to quit. Additionally, he can put aside things to fight the
I
real
was
enemy.
going to see that movie next week, and now it's just been spoiled.
Pranked!
You could have stopped me. You could have stopped me.
Mechagodzilla comes into it.
You could have stopped me, okay? You could have stopped me, okay? I gave you time there to stop me. He also protects his friends, so he's there for your mates. He's very good. He's good for his allies. He protects his friends. Sorry, Jude. You can cut that in the real podcast to make sure some of you like blanket.
That's fine.
So we don't spoil
I'll cut my scream. But anything else about Mr. Kong?
That's all we really have, to be honest. He's a solitary being. He likes being alone, but like he connects with a few good. He only connects with a couple really good people. So if you're really good friends with him, he'll connect with you, but he doesn't like meeting new people. It's kind of that kind of guy.
I'm happy to go first for this one.
Go.
6, 10 out of 10.
Yes.
Monkey.
Okay.
Getting drunk together. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Finally, co-worker. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
He's resourceful. He's good at communication. He's a hard worker. He's never going to let you down. Never going to give you up. Never going to...
Shut up.
Run around. There's the one thing. He doesn't always accept the call, remember? Like unless he wants to go out,
but
he knows.
But that doesn't make a bad worker. Sometimes you need to know when to not
I was more
accept
talking
the
about
shift.
party, but yeah. Sometimes he just doesn't want to come. Like when
And that's... Yeah.
Godzilla called, he didn't come. So he's a no-show
And that's
sometimes.
the thing. That's okay, because sometimes you need to know when to not go to a party, because if you do go to the party, you're in not the right headspace and you make it a bad experience for other people. So it's good to know when to say no. And same with work, you know? There's no point saying yes to every shift if you're going to get to that shift and be half alive and make it a mess for everyone, you know? So
Yeah.
I think the fact that he knows when to say no to a thing is a big plus side. So
Okay,
3
fair
10s, Donkey Kong, King Kong, done.
Guy, your turn.
Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong's...
We're not talking about
the wrong
Donkey Kong. That's still not talking about Donkey
I
Kong.
just keep seeing Donkey Kong because I've googled King Kong and Donkey Kong comes up for like half the images.
King Kong.
King Kong. Goddamn so thick. 10 out of 10 for sex. I would fuck that ape. No. I hate these clips. One day, episode 100 or something, the goal is, as much as I hate it, for someone to make a clip set and be like, 5 minutes of the boys saying that they'd fuck the worst things possible.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
at this point.
We've done that a lot.
At this
Fucked a
point.
lot. It's not good. 10 out of 10 sexually. I mean, it's King Kong. Big, hairy, vaguely humanoid. It's the best you're going to get on the list, to be honest.
That's the best opportunity out
It's
of
the
the Titans.
closest thing to a human. Sexually, that's good shit.
For a Titan, on a Titan scale, that's pretty good.
Also,
Also, who wouldn't give up on a regular scale? Who wouldn't give up the moment to try fuck King Kong? Come on.
Tanso's dick. Co-worker.
It'd probably be bigger than you.
He's
would
got
be.
big. He's got big hands. You know what a big
Big
hands.
hands, yeah. Co-worker. I mean, yeah, powerful, strong, a little bit of a blanker. So I'm gonna go 8. Controversially, I think that the blanking and the solo sort of thing, there's an amount of teamwork you have to do. And while he begrudgingly takes it, it's like a manager who doesn't want to take support. When he is supported, works incredibly well, but he doesn't want to accept that support. So, I mean, there needs to be that reception there.
He also
I don't
refuses
need
like,
to work hard to work for you.
in some situations, like he wouldn't like bow to the alpha titan as Godzilla. He's like, nah, man, I'm doing. He doesn't listen to authority, you know.
Yeah, which can be good. Can be good. I understand that. I'm a casual at my workplace. I don't always come in when I need to, and they don't always acknowledge it, and that's okay. And then having a beer, having a drink with, he can just go fucking ape. I'm still thinking about Donkey Kong. He can just go ape shit though. Like he's
an ape.
He's a big ape. And like there's the dumb conversations. You talk about like a dumb person. This is the type of dumb person I want to have a conversation with. It's like, what have you been up to recently? Banana. Yeah. Hell yeah, man. Let's talk about banana. Go off. Go off, King.
Okay, what do you rate for that? What do you rate for Party? 10
Good.
out of 10.
Correct answer.
So this is clearly the best so far. 5 10 out of 10 out of 6. Okay, so our final kaiju or titan on our list is Godzilla.
Zilla.
Yeah. So his name is actually Godzilla, commonly known as Godzilla.
Yeah, it's fucking Godzilla.
It's Godzilla. Godzilla is comes between a mix of the Japanese word for gorilla and the Japanese word for whale, making him basically a gorilla whale or the gorilla of the sea. In that sense, I kind of like that kind of thing because you got like King Kong, the gorilla of the land, and the Godzilla, gorilla of the sea. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Godzilla is Godzilla. Like he's a giant fucking lizard, loosely based on a dinosaur. He stands on 2 feet with a long, thick tail behind him. He's strongly built. He's
so
thick.
leaning into the sexual.
He's built.
Long,
and
thick
has
tail.
and has a row of plates down his back, back and tail. So
Put it away.
Jude. Put it away, Jude. He's just getting fan fiction now. So basically he sees humans as kind of his pets, as he guardians over them.
Stop!
Godzilla has an amphibious lifestyle, even though he's a reptile. He spends half his life in the water and the other half on land, which makes
fucking
him...
end you, Judy. Keep showing fucking...
He keeps Godzilla waifu.
Get away from you.
Godzilla waifu.
Don't search Godzilla waifu.
I mean, this is a kind of good one.
No.
That's
get
fun.
away.
I like that meme.
Yeah.
That's good.
Don't look into the anime boobs. Look into the power of Godzilla.
Boobs are temporary. Godzilla's forever.
Yes.
Godzilla is adapted to both combat on land and in the water. He's capable of swimming. He uses his tail like a crocodile. And he's able to breathe underwater using his gills and amphibious lungs.
Nice.
Yeah. Godzilla has his iconic signature move, his atomic breath.
Yes.
So it's basically an atomic heat beam of nuclear energy that's generated inside his body using electromagnetic force to concentrate it into a laser-like high-velocity projectile.
Godzilla, use hyper beam.
Basically, yeah. And unleashes it out of his jaws in the form of a blue or red radioactive beam. Godzilla's power originates from a bionuclear circuitry system. Activated when threatened, a neutron flux is triggered that travels up Godzilla's dorsal fins to his neurocythonic chambers in his throat and explodes into his atomic breath.
Good shit.
His radioactive signature also makes Godzilla easy to be followed and monitored, meaning you never lose him on a night out.
Nice.
You always know where he is. He is powerful enough to kill many minor titans, so he's very strong, very durable, even for titans. Not a lightweight, and pushes
and pushes back or even burns giant titans like King Ghidorah, who are much bigger than Godzilla. The breath is shown to be powerful enough to bore straight into the Earth's core. He can use that thing to dig.
Nice.
So he can. Godzilla can last on small amounts of energy. He's on low night sleep. He doesn't need a lot of energy, so he slept for millennia on small amounts of radiation from the Earth's core. He can absorb energy from others and from his friends to continue fighting. Nearly died. He did nearly die, but on the brink of death, he's instantly recovered by taking a nuclear blast to the face, which recovered him. Intelligent, able to work alone and with others to fight multiple other titans. He has a big tail as well. Additionally, his last ability is thermonuclear pulses. Can release pulses of radioactive energy after absorbing radiation from nuclear blasts and Mothra's life force. Godzilla started to heat up with a fiery glow and melting everything around him, and became immune to King Ghidorah's gravity beams. This energy overloaded him and granted him control over tremendous pulses that basically destroyed the city and killed King Ghidorah. Yeah. But he basically used... So the explosions were in the shape of Mothra's wings and showed the symbiotic relationship between him and Mothra.
That's why they're getting married.
Very, very cute relationship.
Mothra died.
Mothra died. Sexually bad. Don't
What?
Bad. No, King Kong's the winner here. I cannot, in good faith, give Godzilla points that would let it win over King Kong. Therefore, even I have, it's a political bias. I have to tank them.
I'm gonna spoil movies. If you want to take out your headphones again, Jude, I'm gonna spoil the movie more. No, not you. So basically, in the movie, fuck, I've forgotten what I was gonna say. It's gone. Guy, you're good to come back. Fuck, sorry. I had something to say, but I totally forgot. I completely forgot what I was gonna say. Holy shit.
You forgot?
Yeah, I totally
forgot.
forgot.
I had no reason to take him off.
Yeah, I completely blanked. Oh my god.
Goddamn.
Oh fuck, keep going.
Sexually. I mean, thick tail's good, big hands are good, but it's just, humanoid still normal, but kind of lizardy. A 7.
Oh, yeah.
There's nothing crazy there. It's not Badonka Donka. Badonka Kong.
Okay, next one.
But it's good. Having a drink works well with others, I think. I feel like he's got something there. Having a drink, a 7, 8. I don't know. There's nothing. He doesn't have a thing to talk about. I got bombed. Chill out, dude. That happened so long ago. You've been fucking coming back from that for ages now. You're fully recovered. You do not need to keep going on about it. It was traumatic at the time.
He is there for the boys, though. He does save others and looks after them, you know?
Yeah, I guess. But I'm thinking more about my nights out, which are chats more than hardcore partying.
Okay. Relatable.
Not for you, you fucking criminal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then as a coworker good. I'll give him a 10 for coworker because he works well. He's got strong abilities, calls on the others. I think he's going to be a good teamwork.
He's a good alpha. He's a good manager. He's a
good alpha and a good manager. Also, absolute, you call him, there's a customer being rude. You call him out and be like, hey, would you mind coming out, Godzilla, just for a minute, just to get this guy out of here? He fucking destroy them.
Yeah, he would.
I had this guy once who used to be one of my managers. He was 6'2" and built a brick shit house. And every time someone was raising shit, we'd be like, "Hey, Manny, can you get out here?"
That'd be great.
It was really good.
Jude, your turn.
Sexual Thor. Nah.
I've never been more disappointed in this podcast.
I want King Kong. I want Daddy Kong.
I want Daddy Kong to win.
Godzilla. But I will say I'll give him a 10 for a night out because I just feel like he'd be fun. I don't know how to describe it. I just feel like it'd be fun. You couldn't necessarily have a chat with him, but you don't need that, you know?
He's got the energy to keep going.
Yeah, it's in the least weird way, I'm going to compare it to, like, if you get to go out drinking with, like, a big celebrity or someone that's got any degree of fame, and it's like, yeah, like, people would just, if you were with him, people would just keep coming up to the both of you and giving you free drinks throughout the night, I think.
The vibe's good. The vibe's
That's a
good.
fair point.
Yeah, exactly.
He's an influencer.
So I'm gonna go a 10
Godzilla's
for
an
night out.
influencer.
Work companion, I'm gonna go a 10 as well, I think.
Okay, fair enough.
Because, yeah, similar reasons to Guy.
Fair
It's
enough.
good to have that manager who's just out there.
Fair enough. Okay.
They will clothesline that person that's
Okay.
trying to steal
Well-
shit and then throw them out of the store.
They will, yeah. Well, looking at all our, we have some highlights. We knew the big ones were going to do well. Okay, we'll just say it now. King Kong wins.
Yeah!
Fuck yeah.
King Kong wins. King Kong versus Godzilla. King Kong wins.
He
In our
should.
case, talking about all aspects of life: fucking, getting a drink, and working. King Kong wins.
King Kong.
The 3 aspects of life.
3 aspects of life. Some other highlights that we didn't expect. Of course, we knew all the hard hitters were going to be doing well. I think that some hard hitters that did really well that I did not expect was Behemoth. Behemoth did very well. He's the one who makes the rainforest and stuff like that.
I feel like he's a chatter. I feel like
Yeah.
he's a cool guy.
Him and Shinomura, which was the Swarm of Death. That's just like the different. He didn't do well sexually at all, but other than that, he did really well. Jude still gave him a
Yeah.
1 though, which is still concerning.
Sorry?
Jude still gave him a 1.
Well, I didn't realize I could go to a 0 at that point. And also, I was prepared for, like, a 0 to be something even worse, potentially.
You did give a 0
I
to
don't
just
know
one
what-
person.
Sorry?
You gave a 0 to Rodan, who would incinerate you.
Yeah, exactly. Like, same reasoning as a guy. Like, I can't give the same ranking. Like, the Swarm, it'd be disgusting to fuck, but, like,
Doable.
at least you could do it. And hey, maybe there's something to be gained from it being able to take any form you want.
Oh
maybe.
yeah, maybe.
But also it's a parasite, so like, whereas the fucking fired bird will literally burn you to death if you touch it. So like,
Well, this has been really eye-opening, and yes.
has it been eye-opening?
I remember what I was going to say. It's spoilers for the King Kong vs. Kong. So if you don't want spoilers, quickly, this will be 30 seconds. Take out your headphones. So in the movie, Godzilla beats Kong in two out of the 3 combats. So he's technically wins the battle in that sense. He's the Alpha Titan. But in our battle, Kong wins out. Kong wins out.
He does. He does.
Now, in what matters? We were what matters. Fighting, forget it. Kong wins in what matters.
Yeah.
In what
Agreed.
matters.
Yo.
Yeah. We're just describing how Kong wins in what matters.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
In our
Cool.
cool. So that has
Thank
been
you,
my
Matt.
journey. Sorry for not bringing you into the Monsterverse, but I brought you into more important stuff.
You get to
Ready-
do that later.
I think you did bring us to the
I think that
Monsterverse.
in spirit we are now more in the Monsterverse than we ever would have been.
That's
in
true.
a,
That's
in a
true.
historical sense, we would have been outside observers, but in this case, we pictured ourselves talking, working, and loving these creatures.
That's a good point. I would have brought you a telescope to look into the Monsterverse if I had a chance, but I couldn't afford a telescope. So you know what I did? I opened the door
What
and
a
I
big
let you guys
gallon of
in.
lube for us to...
And I let you guys in to the arse.
Okay, cool. Good episode. Awesome. Thanks for listening to Living by the Law. And good night.
No, thank you. If you enjoyed this podcast, follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Living by the Law. We really appreciate all the support we get there. Thank you so much for listening. Really appreciate that. And please leave us a 5-star review on iTunes. We need a roost. We're so close.
So crazy. Every 5-star review we get makes me more powerful.
Yeah,
Makes
but
him more likely to fuck Godzilla.
every 5-star
Your
review on
money,
iTunes.
we get closer every day.
Get closer.
golden.
We will release with 10 5-star reviews on iTunes. We will release a compilation of Guy and Jude saying they'd
If
fuck
our
various
Facebook
monsters.
page
Oh my
gets
God.
to 10 million followers, I
is
will
true.
make a Pornhub account of me fucking Godzilla.
And if it gets to 1,000 likes or followers, we will release clips of Guy saying that he would like to fuck
That's
Godzilla.
fine. Oh my
You
God, I
said
was so
saying. I was so
scared.
concerned.
I was
Did- I
so
was like-
scared.
I can't make
Did
promises
Matt,
I can't
did Matt
keep.
have a
up.
camera there the other
And
day?
if people are interested in Patreon and stuff like that, we can. We've got recordings of episodes and some other stuff that we can do, which we're discussing.
Yeah, let us know
We
if you want
get
like
further into this hellscape.
Yeah, scripts or videos of the podcast. Let us know what you want out of those, and we're happy to provide. Cool.
Having a good
Yeah.
time.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
And good night.
I love you.
Thank you for listening to Living by the Law. If you enjoyed our podcast, please leave us a review on iTunes and tell your friends. The link is in the description, and thank you in advance. Also, follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Living by the Law to keep updated on all the latest about our podcast. We have been, and always will be, living by the law. Thank you for your company, and good night.